Tell you, man, it's too good, Syrin. It's too good.
Thank you.
Anyways, happy Saturday, everybody. It has been a minute. It feels like we skipped two shows in a row than one. Welcome to another edition of The Shattering. I don't know why I put emphasis on that. I, of course, am Chris Lotus, joined along with.
Syrin Richxson.
And
And
I'm also here. I'm Raspy.
There he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got another guest there. Feeling pretty, I guess special's the word then, because like it's been two back-to-back episodes and two back-to-back guests.
Being
yeah,
on this already is special to me. Before we were setting up, I was sitting here quaking in my seat. I was just like, I know it's something small, but being on a podcast in of itself is like, even if it's, two viewers, that's just like, that's official, that's something that's crazy for me.
yeah.
You mind if I introduce myself real quick?
Go right ahead. The floor is yours.
Uh, I'm telling everybody right now, anyone who is watching, I am not a big guy on fighting games, but I do play them, of course. My majority, like my biggest trait, I would like to say, is I video edit to an obscene degree. I actually make almost animations. I'm a friend of Syrin's over here,
Yep.
and he's been wanting me on this podcast for a while, and I've been wanting to be on the podcast for a while. So I eventually ended up caving in to the terrible, terrible podcast that is a Shattering and hopping on. So
Oh man, it is terrible because it's most because of me. Be running on and then thinking I have a punchline, and the freaking punch always drops. That's all that happens. And that ain't the only thing that be dropping. It's like the stream sometimes be dropping, and so do the punchlines. Shame on me, I guess.
when it comes to actual fighting game knowledge, though, my knowledge spans to two games. Though I've heard plenty about the KOF, Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, all that stuff. I've heard plenty about from Siren over here. I've been
Yeah.
very, very close friends with him for years now. But my knowledge is Rivals of Aether is the game I play the most on. Actually, on keyboard, that's how bad it is. And then I also play some Smash Ultimate. I played a lot of Smash 4 when it on the Wii U. If you guys remember that.
Yeah, I do. And it's
Yeah.
like it's like you. So you say you play Smash there. I almost feel like Smash at this point with all the little guest characters that they've gotten in, like from outside of like their usual, circle and everything.
Yeah.
Like that's some fighting game exposure right there because
That really
we were
is.
kind of I think I was discussing this with the friends one time we were playing Guilty Gear Strive because this was around the time I think the Kazuya thing was like the biggest reveal as far as anything with fighting games at E3. But we always poke fun at people that talk about Smash is not a fighting game and all that other stuff and everything. It's like
Who the hell?
I think somebody made a I forgot if it was me or maybe Cheshire Beam, shout out to him, he was on the show last time. One of us had it was somebody, I saw someone, but they were talking about, you know, for something that's not a fighting game, it's sure getting a lot of fighting game guest characters.
Hold up. Listen to this here. I cannot understand when. Okay, you telling me some people think Smash is not a fighting game,
Yes.
but as a layman over here, as someone who doesn't play a lot of fighting games, when
Layman,
I
he
think,
says.
yeah, layman, when I think fighting game, I think Smash, like Smash Brothers Brawl, or not Brawl. I'm sorry, just Smash Brothers is like the quintessential example of what a fighting game is. As a layman, it's because I know it's not the oldest. Like the oldest might be, I don't know, Mortal Kombat. It could be Tekken. It could be Street Fighter. I don't know the history. I don't know. I don't know. You guys, that's your job. But as a layman here, what I'm saying is Smash is the quintessential example of when I think fighting games. When I think fighting games, I think of Smash because of its history and its, Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of Smash, right? He literally made the game with the intention of it to be for everybody, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Which
like,
honestly, I think a lot of people want that.
yeah,
Well,
I
we'll
enjoy it to
get to that.
death.
We'll get to that though.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
No, you're good. You're good. Go ahead. Keep going.
All I was saying was just like I wasn't a big fan of fighting games actually. For a time, Siren can vouch for me here. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I would never play fighting games. I'm not a fan. I would never, fighting games isn't something I would ever want to play. But I'll admit, we had I met up at his house and he sat me down and played me some Smash Ultimate, and I was like, damn, this Sephiroth character is great. This little Mac character is great. This like, who else did I play? I played some others.
You
You know,
usually like Fox and Mark.
I played like Fox and stuff. I was like, damn, maybe fighting games are kind of fun. You know, I got Rivals of Aether, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I was just being a little exclusive there. You know,
Yeah, it's
I'm a
interesting.
first-person shooter kind of guy, for reference.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about that
Mm.
because I think he kind of sneered at me when I said Paladin.
I did, dude. I'm okay. I'm flexing right here for anyone who does know, which is going to be nobody on this pod that's listening to this podcast. It's
You
again
never
majority
know.
fighting games.
You never know. You
I'm
never
a
know.
grandmaster in Overwatch, or at least I was a long time ago. And as you know, I'm not harking on paladins. You play what you want. You enjoy what you want.
Oh, I like both of
Um,
them, honestly. Like, I mean, it's just I like
but
both of them to be honest. Like, it's just the games themselves are like both great in my opinion. Though it's just like I said, for a while I've been getting kind of off of my whole multiplayer type of stuff. Then just because for as great as games like this and a bunch of others are, it's like these are team games in most cases. And
yeah,
like when you have people that are just willing to just stick their nose up all the way through the match and just sabotage and everything, it's like the mess takes the fun out of it then. In fighting games or anything like that, somebody rage quits, okay, give me my free W. If the system acknowledges it, I get another match. I ain't gotta sit
yeah, I
through a match
completely
with you
understand that.
freaking talking about how much you're gonna freaking
Yeah, no, I
I
completely
always
understand.
thought like when people made up stuff that people on these shooters like all the trash they would talk and everything. I see him at the corner, but I didn't read the comment yet. Hey, pancake sauce, in a while bit. Um, I thought when people would make up like these different insults that people say in these games, I thought people were legit just being hyperbolic. But some of that mess is dead on. Freaking,
Dude, it
dude,
is toxic.
freaking dude talking about how he was gonna bang every single freaking female that I've seen throughout my life. Then that
Oh
includes
my
your
god.
mom, your sister. Then
Oh
he was
shit.
like, he was like, you better hide your grandmom because I'll do her too. Then yes, we are starting off very badly on here today on
Oh
this
my
bad
god.
Okay.
podcast. Apparently, nobody's safe today.
Guess not.
Oh
Dude,
god.
Lock your doors, everyone.
what I was saying though.
It didn't help that when I
Okay,
look
okay.
over it didn't help when I look over here in the chat and then Pancake Sauce is like, wow, we so cool the moment after I mentioned that. I know there's I know there's some delay, but still.
What I was mentioning though
Go ahead.
is I was just saying Overwatch is notorious for being or Paladins is notorious for being an Overwatch clone and shit like that. So I sneered at you because I was just playing into the fact that it's like, oh, Paladin, that's just like Overwatch. You're just playing a discount Overwatch or whatever. So, but
I
it's not
mean, for
about
the
that.
record, we like when I first got into the game, I was there like instantly likening, because I played Overwatch first, then I learned about Paladins. It's like I instantly was likening certain characters to what other characters in Overwatch. I mean, there's some comparisons, obviously though,
Yeah,
but it's almost like because I remember somebody, I think it was somebody who worked with the company Hi-Rez that did Paladins. They put a video out responding to people talking about it's a clone, and like it made some good points because like there were people talking about like the Makoa, the turtle character, throwing like the grappling hook. Oh, that's freaking Roadhog. But then someone was like, if you're really gonna claim that, then is Midway or now NetherRealm Studios gonna sue Blizzard because I mean, hey, we got Scorpion over here throwing spears at people, catching them and pulling them, talking about get over here. So it's
yeah.
almost it's almost like the way it is in music is like, oh, my song sounds like yours, and then
You
someone on the corner
sampled
is like,
from me. You sampled from me.
some then it's like, oh well, if they win, then hey, I'm gonna throw it.
Hey man, I just say you play what makes you happy.
But
It's like
honestly, I will give it credit though. At least Overwatch does have like single player content because I love playing the 8-way death matches. I love that so much, even though it will get bothersome because it's like those people that don't like their kills getting stolen. It's gonna happen. It's an 8-way free for all. Come on.
yeah,
But you back to the whole fighting game matter,
yeah,
like
yeah, right.
it's interesting because you talk about getting into fighting games via, a platformer like that. And it's amazing to me how you have these games that like it's an actual genre. They call them platform fighters. So I mean,
Yeah.
cuz I think when Rushdown Revolt, which of course I was telling them about before we went on stream then and some of y'all might have saw it, maybe some of you didn't, but I posted a video of some awesome, cool, funny moments and stuff like that. But yeah, because there was this whole talk after E3 and before E3 from multiple people talking about there's not enough new IPs with fighting game. It's the same thing. We're getting the 500,000 Guilty Gear and the 700,000 Street Fighter game. Blah, 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 blah. And so then somebody was like, "Hey, check out this new game, Rushdown Revolt." And I wish I would have screenshot this, but there's people like, "Oh, it's a freaking Smash platformer clone. That
Oh my
it don't
god.
count. That don't count." But it's funny because I think I'm not really that great at like platformers, like Smash and all that. But Rushdown Revolt, I don't know what it is, but I was addicted to it, and I was having the time of my life. I have fun playing Smash with the friends, but like, there are very few platformers I'm talking about. I'm having the time of my life. I don't know if it's the
Yeah.
character designs, the crazy abilities and stuff. I don't know, but if you haven't tried Rushdown Revolt yet, for those of you watching that got Steam, you got to, I think, maybe tomorrow to play the beta while it's free, because I think it comes out next week. So, but I mean, hey, there we go. You got into fighting games through that, and now I'm starting to kind of sort of embrace, the platform fighters more so after playing that game.
I'm gonna
Everybody got
admit,
different ways of getting into stuff.
I'm gonna admit, when it comes to actually getting into fighting games, it was because of a second friend, and he was like, "Hey, you gotta play this Rivals of Aether game. You could play as any character you ever want." And I'm a fan of this big webcomic called Homestuck, and there was a Homestuck character in there, a webcomic, and I was just like, "Oh my god, I can play as this character. I gotta get in there." So I hopped in Rivals. I got the mod. I started playing them. I was like, "Oh my god, this is so fun." I played against my friend. I was like, "You know what? This platform fighter's kind of fun." I actually thought, and obviously I am more wrong than ever, of course, whatever. I thought platform fighters was like the fighting games, and like styles that are like KOF or Mortal Kombat, like where it's like two on one screen, like right next to each other, there's 1v1ing and such. I thought that was like a different genre. I didn't know that was like the kind of fighting game. You know?
I look at those almost like a subgenre almost, but even still, I mean, it counts though. Like regardless of what that freaking one random fool said, it counts. It's a new fighting game. I mean, yeah, I understand a lot of people are traditionalists and they're not into the whole thing with platformers and all of this stuff and everything. But I mean, it's a different type, man. You want, at least in my opinion, you want these games, you want this genre to be as extensive as it possibly can. Because if it's in most cases too, like, just it could get monotonous, man. You don't want that. And
Yeah.
like, because there's been a whole talk about like, with Guilty Gear Strive coming out, and a lot of people saying like it doesn't feel like old Guilty Gear games. They casualized it to heaven and hell, even though there's still a lot to learn there. Like, I almost feel like people just say that as a code to the fact that I can't do my own combos anymore. It's like, it happens so much. Like, people want to say one thing, but it's like they're saying another one to cover their back. And our good buddy Jose then dropped in there. There's no tardiness, man. I mean, who are us? Who are we to talk about tardiness? I've made us tardy for like the last freaking what is it? 5 streams, 5 at least. I've made us tardy every single time. We used to be punctual with it, 6:30 every time, and then it's like, I hope it's coming. I hope it's coming.
5, 640. What is it? What's the difference?
Y'all were sitting right there, like twiddling your thumbs, like, man, I just can't wait. I'm waiting for it to start. Like, it was just like Raspy was like that before he went live. It was like, I'm ready. You need to. I need to.
Man.
Are you into like you like the visual novels at all?
I'm
Phoenix-
stupid. What that mean?
Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney.
I actually never really played any of those kind of games, unfortunately.
Okay, that's cool. Because I was just thinking, like, when I was saying, somebody did like because it's basically like sprites and all that, and someone made like a comedic little spin-off series.
Yeah.
And basically, there was this one like where they had him going, "Oh, I'm pumped, I'm ready, I'm pumped, I'm ready. Sip coffee, I'm ready, I'm pumped, I'm ready." Did I mention that was right?
Did I mention I'm ready? Did I mention I'm pumped? Yeah, that was me. I was sitting here like, oh my god, when are you gonna start? We need to stop. You guys are talking about like interpersonal issues. I'm not gonna go into that. Obviously, I don't want to spill nothing that's important. You guys were talking about that. I was just sitting here like, like damn.
I mean, it wasn't interpersonal. I mean, like I said, Syrin put certain limits on what we can pretty much do when it comes to like the shattering and everything. But the man out here just dropping bombs on people. Them nice, and he ain't even being mean with it. It's just being very civilized. But then it's like, get that out of there. It can't be here. You can't put it. You can't be here. We can't put it.
Said the F word.
Oh my god. But yeah, like, even with the games, because like I said, I'm not that great at Smash either. I feel like a lot of people that say that the Smash is not a fighting game, I feel like they just can't play them. I just feel like that's almost a code word for like, I suck at that game. This mess is bad, so it's instantly DQ. Nope. I can't play it, and I'm not good at it. Nope. Not a
It's
fighting
like
game. Someone even tried to make the debate saying that Smash is not a fighting game because of the fact that it was something to do with like I forgot what it was, but they were making a point talking about Smash was supposed to be something else before or something like that. Like I think it was originally supposed to be some, I guess maybe a platformer like type of game or whatever, like a side scroller, like a regular platform and beat 'em up or whatever.
I've never heard that before.
yeah,
It's because like we keep running into that. Then like I mean, thankfully like I'm not trying to blow the fools up because I'm not sending any links. If you want to find it, I
okay.
mean, have mercy on you and your sanity. But I'm like, if that's the case, I really hope these people are not KOF fans because KOF was supposed to be like a side-scrolling crossover beat 'em up before it came a big crossover fighting game of all these different SNK like properties. So is like,
Yeah.
is KOF not a good fighting game now? Because it was originally supposed to be something else.
See, the issue is when it comes to like, according to you, all these people are like asking for, like, oh, we need new IP, right? That's what you said, right?
Right, and I see you,
People are
Jose.
saying-
We were getting to that. We were getting to that. I see you, but keep on going, Raspy.
It's like everyone's talking about, hey, we need a new IP, but like, do you know how hard it is to make a new, completely creative game? Like take. I'm sorry, my knowledge is just Overwatch when it comes to first-person shooters, but I'm gonna use it as an example. When Overwatch came out, it was the first ever MOBA first-person shooter that like really like carved it the way for like other MOBA first-person shooters. I know Paladins came out like right after it. Technically, it was in development at the same time, but you know what I'm saying. Like, and when
Overwatch
it comes,
broke out. It broke out though. Like it actually skyrocketed.
yeah,
Like
yeah. Oh, and let me take this into Smash. This might be a good example. Smash. I don't think there was any platform first like fighters before Smash.
not
Question
that
mark?
I
Question
can
mark?
remember. Like that might be
Yeah.
something to look up later if
So
that's the case.
when you asking for new IPs, but when they come out with something that's like completely creative, like Smash, where it's a platform fighter, because that's like a whole new different deal. That's not like it's normal. That's not the normal traditional, 1v1 in the same screen. And next thing you know, you're calling it not a fighting game. Like, what do you want? You know, it's like which side of the coin do you want to be on?
Yeah.
It's like I just much rather like I mean it's a different type, man. It's a different type of like fighting game, and I'm all for that really. But yeah, so I'm gonna get to that other bit of silliness later. But since Jose in the chat brought it up, let's talk about it. And like I said, don't feel too bad, Rasp. Anything that might be unfamiliar,
Oh man, go
we'll
for
try
it.
to
Go for it.
we'll try to like bring you up to speed and all that.
No, go
And
for it, man.
plus, I'm pretty
Don't
sure
stop saying something just because
you
of me.
could probably put some punchlines in this here. So like we're gonna get to the fact there was no trailer this week after this because there's something interesting before that to address. And unfortunate, like
So hesitant, man.
I'm just saying because I wish I hadn't have gotten the leak beforehand. And it wasn't just Syrin, it was somebody, it was a couple. I was in somebody else's Discord, and like, unfortunately, the person didn't get the protocols where it's like, if you want to post some leaks or whatever and all that, you put it in the spoiler-free, the spoiler-free server or whatever. But they put it in the public one, and I saw it. And I'm only bringing this up because had I not known about Team Secret Agent, I probably would have gotten run out of my house then because I'd have been making noise. Like, cue a whole bunch of piercing, near banshee level of screaming from me because I'm like, what is this? And I'm whispering it to Sperio, what is this though? All this time, Luong, this mysterious woman that Gongil brings home is a secret agent. What? Who's writing this stuff? And I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm like, who's writing this? Like, really? Seriously? Seriously, though? I'm like, so now what's gonna happen now? Because, I wonder what Syrin's opinion is. I'll just read Jose what he put in the chat. So anyway, could Luong's relationship with Gongil be a lie? Is she really a secret agent this whole time? You know, it's a little too convenient for someone that you happen to become enamored with, and they become enamored with you in air quotes, and you bring them home, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, by the way, I'm an agent and I'm gonna leave you to take care of business. Which is funny because, as it always happens on the Shattering, because Syrin always is godlike with the freaking monitor in the back of us. As I'm talking about Lu Wong, there she is on the monitor. But really, seriously, what is the storyline? What do you think is up, Syrin? What is the storyline?
God, I haven't even been thinking about that.
So, Raspy, to catch up to speed, then, because this right here doesn't have to really do with anything as far as like fighting game, like, you know, mechanics and tech and all that. Because right now, I don't know, because all I do on my channel, like, I look at the clues and I make guesses. So I'm speculating at this
You're a
point.
lore guy, right? That's
Yeah.
what I'm assuming.
I
You're
mean,
a lore guy, and that's
I mean, I'm competitive and I do lore, so I mean, like, I'm an all. I ain't gonna say I'm not gonna call myself an all-star, but like I'm on different, you know, I'm on like all the different fronts, you know. But you could probably still have some input here considering story elements and all that, because I'm pretty sure you're familiar with storylines, any other type of franchise you're in. But so the last team that got confirmed, because you probably know they are trios, this one got shaken up, aka with something different that hasn't happened before, because a character, Lu Wong, this mysterious woman who actually debuted in the previous KOF game, and we find out that she is the girlfriend of Kim's master, Gong Il. So with this recent information that we got, we've apparently found out that this woman is on a team with 2 other longtime secret undercover agents. And also, I don't have the direct quote, but on the KOF website, they put into detail talking about Lu Wong is apparently doing this against the wishes of Gong Il and Kim. So, what happened there? Like, is Lu Wong keeping tabs on somebody in like the Gong Il dojo? Is she keeping tabs on Gong Il, Kim? Like, what? And on top of that, like I said, she just showed up. You conveniently hooked up with this woman, and now all of a sudden, I'm a secret agent. I'm. Cause think about it. If you were friends with somebody, how long have you two been friends?
Since 7th grade.
So it's a two.
Oh, you talking about me and him?
Yes, you two. You two.
Oh, yeah. Years. Seventh grade. Yeah.
So it's a two-figure number. I want to say.
Yeah.
So
let's just say that.
So let's say, for instance, which one of you wants to be the secret agent in this case? Which one? Which one?
I want to be. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We both agree. All right, go.
Say Raspy?
Yeah.
All right, fine. Let's say this. Okay, right now, you two have been friends for this long, and all of a sudden, Raspy's like, yeah, you know, Syrin, you know, I don't think we're gonna be able to hang out anymore because, you know, I'm a secret agent and I've got business to take care of. So, you know,
Look, man, I'm gonna keep 100%.
However, Raspy says goodbye. However, he says goodbye. Now, now? I'll get to you in a minute though. But Syrin, since you're in the hot seat because he's the secret agent in this case, you've known him for 10+ years, and he tells you he's a secret agent. What do you think at this point?
Yeah, what I gotta say is,
What?
That's him fucking crying, dude.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
You gotta understand, you make a bond for 10+ years, over a decade, and next thing you know, you pull out like we can't be friends because next thing you know, I've actually been a secret agent this whole time. That's gonna leave. That's a massive deal. Like,
yeah.
And then think about it, like,
10+
far
years.
as we know, and I might be wrong about this, but I'm just speculating. She's never really palled around with anybody else, Lu Wong that is. So, like, imagine, like, you know, Raspy just been, like, almost every time y'all hang out, he's there then. Like, I should, you should, I just had a very, very funny but a crazy idea. I'm like, you should bring in more folks from, like, the server here, like Pancake or something, and then see how they all talk about it. Maybe this will help us figure this out. Because it's like, you hung out with this person for long and like, oh, I mean, I gotta go. I'm an agent.
I gotta leave all y'all's life.
Because it's like, what were you spying on? What were you keeping tabs on? Like, did I have something? Did I have something that you needed?
Every single time he took a sip of water, I was taking down notes, man. You didn't see it, but I had a palm and a pen, man. I was writing that shit down every single opportunity. You know, we were swimming and shit. I would make a mental note.
Like, would you even try? Like, Now, it might sound like I'm upset. I'm not. I'm just, as I think Jose just said, it's getting even more mysterious and it's going to keep him up at night. Basically, because I don't know what to do. Like, y'all realize even after that revelation, I didn't even bring the board back and, like, even update it because I was just so. Well, I mean, I was kind of hyped away. I was about to use a different word, but I don't want to use that then because it would evoke a cackle or two. But the hype had already been kind of gone because I got the leak. But it's like, I'm still wondering how did we get to this point right here? And it's actually good on SNK's part because finally, like I said, this is the first thing in quite a while that they've done with this game that's been at least expectation shattering. It's been a minute. Everything else has been all right or decent. Nothing where it's like, my God. It's like, come on. But I'm just still wondering, like, what is up with this? Because I'm thinking, judging by the little bit that we got from y'all, pretty sure you're thinking some type of way about this guy. You like Raspy, like Raspy's over there. He's been friends with me for years, and it's like what you were keeping tabs on. Like, and think about it. Like, far as we know, she never left his side, or at least was always close. So
It just doesn't hold up, man. It
she
just don't
had
hold
to have
up.
been keeping tabs on something about him, somebody. It's either him or like the. It's either him or Kim, but like, why you need to? Well, I can understand why you want to keep tabs on Kim because that's the Taekwondo Korean Captain America of the KOF universe. Yeah, I got that out good. But
Yeah.
oh my God, man! Like, I don't like, and that does beg the question though. Who? And I think Jose's just freaking ESPing us, freaking all that. Okay, you didn't say it. I'll get to that in a minute. But like, so that makes you wonder. Is like, so is Gongil gonna retire? Is he not gonna be involved? Is there gonna be somebody else? Now, I don't know if you caught on to this tidbit of information because I've heard it mentioned numerous times. Siren. Some
Yeah.
people think that it's gonna be Kim and Gongil, but it's gonna be a new character because if you read that little description that they give about Gongil, every time he comes back home from his travels, he brings a woman. He brings a different woman home.
I think I had made a joke last time
Yeah, he made it.
about.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Because he made a joke about him bringing Mei Lee back, and I'm like, bruh.
I don't know how that would
For the
fly.
record, Raspy, Mei Lee is another Taekwondo instructor, but I think the last time, and unfortunately, SNK is not. Do I want to say good or consistent? They're not good at aging their characters, at least. And the reason I mention that is because this is making sure I got it right. She's at least 17 or 18 years old, and it's like Gongil is like late 50s, early 60s. Like, think of like the old, experience, master archetype. It's an older
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Because Syrin made
Like
the
this
joke
could be
about him
training.
bringing home a freaking 17, 8-year-old. Let me. God damn it, Syrin.
I don't know about that one.
Why
Chief.
Syrin?
Yeah.
Why Syrin? Why
I
Syrin?
mean,
Granted, I do love Meili Junju, but like, why do you have to frame it like that, though? Frame it like that. Last time we saw her, then yeah, she was a 17-year-old. I'm gonna go on a limb and say at least in her debut, and that was 2001 KOF. So he brings like this freaking if they even, because if they do it, I mean, of course it eliminates the creep factor, but at the same time, why didn't you age Rio and all the other characters?
I mean, Rio looks a little older.
Maybe it's because I want the Mr. Karate 2 so bad. Too bad then. Maybe that's my
Maybe
problem.
just the characters I thought who were more buff look older to me. I don't know why, but I think Terry looks a little older. Rio looks, I don't know, like 5 years older. Not like
Yeah.
that much older, but like.
Oh my God, man. Why you have to make me do that? But it's like,
It'd be an awkward
anyway.
conversation.
Oh my God, why, man? Because how
Uh,
old was? Maybe is that? Hold on, let me see something. How old is Luong then? If we even know that. If we even know that, how old is Luong then? Somebody say, is this gonna be his excuse? He's gonna be talking about like all the older women always seem to be secret agents, so I'm gonna find somebody younger. And it's like, what about the little kicky chick that freaking Kim once had? I could see freaking Kim coming in there being like, Master, what is the matter with you?
He's just fuming.
What are you doing? This is inappropriate. He's like, oh, it's gonna be Kim's freaking backstory. Like KOF 15 is gonna be freaking Kim having like a crisis about, oh my goodness, my master's girlfriend is a secret agent, and master all of a sudden is like chasing these young women. Ah, nothing is justice anymore. Oh my god, is there any loyalty anywhere? Like Kim's just in the dojo freaking losing his mind, like, I can't take it. I can't take it. Master just won't do it. He's turning into a cradle snatcher. What am I gonna do? And then at the door is Chang and Choi like, hey, yeah, we wanna be good again because some crazy man took us out to the desert and was talking about balloons in the shape of water and how Jello is actually a very fascinating piece of physiology in the universe that we're stepping in. Which, by the way, Raspy, I just said all those random things because there's a character.
Kind of quote.
There's a character. Well, actually, wasn't really a quote, even though I think I indirectly made a reference to a movie. I think, or something. There's something out there called The Shape of Water. I tried my best. But there's a character in KOF named Xanadu. You look him up. He looks weird. If you think he looks, if you think he looks weird, then try to see if you can find a page where all of like his quotes are. It's the most. I don't even know what to call it. Fake
Raspy,
deep.
you've seen him before.
Fake deep
when
doesn't
we
even do
were
it justice. Fake deep doesn't even do it justice.
Raspy, you saw him when we were doing Rate the Super. He's like the crack addict looking dude who like bass boost yells at you.
Oh yeah, is he like real big?
Yeah, big guy.
Yeah, and he got like big old bulgy eyes. Am I talking about that guy?
Yeah, with the freaking the beard, or I mean the braided
Oh,
beard.
He got this one super.
My
Yeah,
bad.
he got this one super that like, or it was a climax super. His climax super is just like so fucking good from it. Like it's hilarious. I loved it.
It's crazy.
In regards to your point about them aging, Syrin Jose says Rio and Kim still look the same since 1994. They certainly didn't wash those clothes since then.
Gross.
You can always count on Jose to bring in the punchlines. Shout outs to Jose. I mean, and he's right. He's talking about Robert now. At least Robert looks both in KOF 14 and 15 closely older now. Then again, maybe it's just the fact he, looking like freaking Orlando Bloom / Antonio Banderas. But, not the, what I mean. Not because there's a freaking character named Banderas, the freaking Brazilian ninja weeb dude. I love Robert's swag beard that resembles John Wick. Okay, maybe John Wick. Johnny Depp and even Jetstream Sam in Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
I remember I saw.
I wonder if that's one of the names of those characters. So, for the couple of you that are here, then I know it's been a minute, but you all voted for the next character that I cover in Fascinating Facts, and the Ash Crimson video probably will be out tonight, maybe on Sunday morning or something like that. Whatever. I didn't get it prepped up in time because what I was gonna do was I was gonna do my first ever what do they call a scheduled upload or something like that. Because it's done. It's just the thumbnail was giving me a hard time. But the reason I bring it up is because one of the articles involved, it was the 50 dumbest names in video game history and stuff. And I think I saw that name, Jetstream Sam, in Metal Gear Rising. I'm trying to think I see that name because Syrin's probably going to kick me off out of here. There you go, Premier. Thank you, Pancake, Premier video. But, I'm gonna get to something that's probably gonna freaking make Syrin kick me off the freaking.
Okay.
He's gonna kick me off the freaking show after this, yeah, Jetstream Sam, because there was somebody from Metal Gear that had some name about Infinity something or whatever. But you were saying about the aging and everything, though, Syrin.
Yeah.
What are you saying? Or were you gonna comment on the scenario I drew up of Kim having a breakdown and Kim's boys coming back because they didn't like their master? that's the thing they have in common. Kim doesn't like his master anymore, and then freaking Chang and Choi don't like theirs. What's up, Johnny?
I mean, I got some potential themes or characters who could be on Kim's team. It could be it could be Kim, Gang-il, and Jae-hung.
Oh, one of
John-
Kim songs?
I meant
I said
John
Kim songs. Kim sons. Dang it. Oh, you said John Hoon?
Jung-hoon, yeah.
Jose agrees with you.
Another one could be Kim, Jung-hoon, and either one of Kim's sons, or maybe Kang Baydel, or something like that. Or just Kim, Jung-hoon, and what's her face? Mei Lee?
Without the storyline that he proposed last time, of course.
Yes.
Because if SNK pulls that mess, I'm freaking canceling my pre-order. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing.
And what's his? Oh, yeah, and Gang-il could be on a Masters team like Takuma and I don't know, Saishu.
It would be a time for Saishu to make a comeback, to be honest. That would be a good time for him to come back. But the thing I was joking about was, and I looked this up because I'm going to give y'all, I guess, one little spoiler then. Apparently, somebody thought Ash Crimson had a very dumb name.
Okay.
I think that's a fucking sick name.
I like it too, despite the fact I've never liked Ash Crimson.
Okay, Mr. Layman fucking popping in here. I think Ash Crimson is one of the coolest names out there. I mean, like, I don't know. Okay, maybe I'm being a little hyperbolic here, but I don't know. I think it's pretty tight.
I agree with you. Like I said, despite the fact he was one of my least ever favorite freaking KOF characters ever, though, of all the things to criticize Ash Crimson about, I don't think the name was one that crossed my mind at all. And then it's like funny because it led me to, it was Games Radar that said this. I don't know if Games Radar is considered great when it comes to gaming journalism or bad, but whatever. By the way, Mega Josh in the chat said Gong-il, more like Gong-ew.
Damn.
Is that the fat dude we're talking about?
Say what?
What?
Is that the fat crazy dude you guys were talking about?
No,
No.
Oh, I'm just trying to get my characters right.
that is Xanadu we were talking about with the very stupid, weird, twisted, I got dropped on my freaking head and deleted a comment poetry. That's what that is. No, we're talking Gong-il. We're talking about Kim's master. That's the one that had the wife. Well, excuse me, the girlfriend that was the secret agent, and then she left him. That's
The shirtless black dude who kicks you with the
he ain't.
leg.
He's the shirtless black dude. What the fuck? I can't front you for that because when we had first showed everybody at the local gaming shop where we freaking played, you know, when we used to go out there and everything, a lot of folks thought he actually was black too when they first saw it. Because they were
Is
like,
he not?
As far as I know, I think he's Korean.
Wow. Okay.
Johnny in the chat says the problem with Ash is not the name but the freaking hairstyle. I mean,
He does got that 50s housewife cut though.
50s housewife cut. Oh, where's Ash Crimson? There it is. I found him. Yeah, it's on GamesRadar.com. It's like the 50 most stupidest names in video games. And Ash Crimson somehow made it, talking about... So it has, for every single entry, it has a scene having a stupid name in, and they're talking about the game they came from. And the explanation is, name is stupid because it sounds like a grab bag of words people think sound cool. If he started a band, it would totally be called Nightmare Final Infinity. Really? Ash Crimson sounds like a grab bag of words that people think sound cool? I made a joke in the video about that, but I'm not going to say it here. You guys have to watch it when I post it. That's what he said. That's what they said, Josh. They said Ash Crimson has a stupid name because his name sounds like a grab bag of words people think sound cool. And I guess they suggested if Ash started a band, it would be called Nightmare Final Infinity, which maybe I'm an edgelord or something, or maybe I'm just deliberately, like, weird. But Nightmare Final Infinity doesn't sound too bad, if you ask me.
Yeah, for like a
Sounds like
band
a
name.
Sounds like a... Like, it sounds like a band or like a finishing move.
I'm telling you right now. I'm a big fan of Nightmare it's
Final
called
Infinity?
power metal.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of what's called power metal.
Ah,
and
power metal, yes.
Yeah, they got the most like dramatic, extreme, like Dragon
Dragon
Force,
Yeah.
Force, Gamma
into
Ray,
infinity,
Rhapsody
into
of
infinity.
Fire.
Yeah. And that shit. And if you coming at me with saying shit like I don't know, whatever it was, something infinity, I would be like,
Final
Nightmare Final,
Infinity.
I would be like, damn, I want to listen to some Nightmare Final Infinity right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would be
Yes.
like, damn,
You a musician by chance?
hell no.
I was about to
I I
say
I
somebody.
only. My only thing I can do is video edit. I've been working on that for 6 years. That's the only trade I have.
Weren't you playing guitar a little bit at one point?
I was playing guitar, but it was for such a short time. I just because I can play "Smoke on the Water" doesn't mean I'm able to play. I'm a musician.
Yeah.
Because they always talk about that right there is the one song that like everybody plays when they're picking up guitar. It's like one of the simplest riffs. But
You know,
regardless, somebody, I don't know if there are musicians in my chat, Syrin's chat, if Rhapsody has it, if I call them Rhapsody,
Rhapsody.
Rhapsody. I can't rap for shit. I'm letting you know right now.
I'm like, I don't know if Raspy like has a chat open or anybody else from like the guild. Why did I call y'all the guild? But
The Guild.
Okay.
it's not Lizard
like
Guild. It's the Lizard. It's the
And Lizard Gaming.
there
Get
we
it
go.
right.
It was another G
Yeah.
word. It's like I don't know if anybody there is a musician, but they probably got themselves a their next band name if they don't have one. If they were having a writer's block, just saying. I'm trying to find like this other mess. What are y'all saying in chat while I'm trying to find it? Let's see.
Some royalties. That's all I'm saying.
I pray Xanadu never comes back again at 15.
Dude, that guy's awesome. I fucking love that guy.
Yeah.
Sound like
I ain't a huge fan of him, but that's just because I don't like the prisoners. But yeah.
I just like him
mean-
because he's crazy and insane. I think that's awesome. Yeah, I think he's funny. I
only-
like him because he's funny.
The only issue that I have with it though is like because I mean they've got to. I know they missed out on basically, at least far as we know, putting Marco Rodriguez with Rio so they could leave Southtown and Rio could start his own team and bring King with them, and all that and do whatever King and them wanted to do, train, air quotes train or whatever. But it's like they can't totally drop the storyline where both of them have buyer's remorse about teaming up with this dude. Xanadu, that is. Y'all can't drop that too then. Because I'm thinking like they can't do it, but hey, it's not the first time that SNK has done it. But on top of that, let's say they do drop him. Who is Xanadu going to team up with? I mean, I know a lot of y'all like that little theory that I liked that was on TV Tropes where they talked about Luong turns evil and works for Xanadu. I know y'all like that storyline. Some of y'all like it as much as I did, but that's off the table. Because I'm pretty sure... I think I was talking to the friends about this. We were playing Strive. He was like, Chris, what if Xanadu is the one heading the secret agents? And I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't.
What? Okay, wait. I had an idea.
What you got?
What if Xanadu teams up with Freeman and some new character?
I mean, if anybody's gonna team with him, it might as well be somebody that is kind of rejected from society, I suppose.
Mankind too. They could not change.
Mega Josh in the chat says that if they really want to shatter expectation, they should add a baseball minigame. Yes, a baseball minigame. Make them all suddenly know how to play baseball. It'll be fun. Didn't SNK have like
Just
a freaking...
make it SNK Baseball Stars or whatever.
Yeah, they had like a baseball game. Cause I know it's in the arcade, like in the town, like the little barcade that I'm in.
They have it on Steam, I know.
I thought
They have it on Amazon Prime.
I had saw Josh's statement and saw baseball, and I thought he was about to talk about like a new member or like a new American sports team or something like that. But while you mentioned Shattering Expectations, like I said in my reaction when they confirmed the team secret agent as it is right there on my screen, well, the screen within the screen on the graphic that Syrin made, they're right there again. That was like the first thing in like quite a while that's been expectation shattering because nobody... Point me in the direction of somebody that said they saw Luong becoming a secret agent coming. Point them in my direction. And I'll say one of two things. Either you are legit in on, like, you work with SNK, it's just you're posing as a commoner, or you're a liar. Nobody saw that coming. Nobody. Xanadu could be with Yamazaki and another crazy attitude character. You know what? That could work, albeit I could see like they're ending in like involving an implosion as well. Oh my god. I'm gonna let that one go. I don't know if y'all in the chat though, but like, good. Anyways. Because like, well, hold on, wait a minute. I'm trying to think. What was it? Maybe so Xanadu Yamazaki Freeman? I mean, I like teams like that because I think it adds a different shade to the roster, if you know what I'm saying. You know, because think about everybody.
I mean, everybody wants like Ply or you kind of back. Freeman would definitely be fitting.
Well, I'd like at least a sort of like, you know, unstable team.
Yeah.
An unstable team like that, because think about it, almost everybody in this tournament is kind of on the same thing. It's like, you know, hey, you know, we're a trio and we want to win the KOF title, the championship, yeah, you know. And I know like all these different teams and these characters have different personalities, but
Team death penalty?
team death penalty. What? Somebody must put that in your chat. Somebody put that in your chat.
No, I just thought of it.
Oh, team death penalty. Because if they actually get jailed, it's like, nope, no time for you. Injection now, which is like, how would you do it to Yamazaki? It's like, I don't think anything is crazy enough to freaking erase that fool. But it's
Not
like,
even a rugby can do that.
but I would like at least like a team where it's like, yeah, we're together and everything then, but it's like just because we can't find any other freaking sport anywhere else then. But best believe, after this tournament, win or lose, we're gonna scrap. Like I want like almost an odd couples at each other's throats type of team at least. You know, to have something a little bit different. And I think that's what freaking Yamazaki could be. You know, a team like Yamazaki's Xanadu and, you know, Freeman, since you mentioned it.
Yeah.
God dang it, y'all freaking going crazy. But anyways, I finally found it when I was talking about that article about the 50 most gloriously stupid character names. Are y'all ready? Are y'all in the chat, Raspy, everybody else? Are y'all ready for Syrin to throw me off the freaking show permanently now? Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
Are y'all ready? Are you really ready for this?
Let's see what Chris could possibly.
Well, I stuck this in here. Bad way to start. It's in the video for the Ash Crimson vid because. So you saw how myself, Raspy, kind of didn't like the whole matter of like, hey, you know, Ash Crimson, like, that's not a bad name. That's not a bad name. You know, that's
a rocket name.
So it got to a point where, you know, had some free time after I finished gathering everything up and all that. So I'm like, let me read the rest of these. And on top of that, I was trying to see if there were some other KOF characters in there. I don't think there was. But there were some fighting game characters. And it got to a point where I'm thinking maybe this was written as a joke. Because this particular one, it has to be. So guess what character, it's not a fighting game character, I'm gonna just give y'all one guess. Guess who it is that they have on here. I'm gonna give you a hint, it's a platformer. Not a platform fighter, just a platformer. There you go. Josh in the chat says, I just found out Alice is from... Josh in the... I thought you were going to think for a minute. Josh in the chat had said, I just found out that Alice was from a pachinko game. I despise her even more. I'm telling you, SNK, don't do it. That third women fighters team member can't beat Alice. It can't beat Alice. And I still love Alice as a character. Like the way the fighting style, I like her play style in 14, but like at this point, it can't be her. Y'all have delayed it and delayed it and delayed it and delayed it. This had better be either somebody that is a big surprise, or it's somebody that everybody, for the most, I'm not gonna say everybody because I freaking hate people doing that dumb populist mess or whatever. Somebody that most of the fans really want then. And I'm talking about Kasumi is one name I see come up a whole bunch. I see people mention who else? Zhang Fei. Who?
I said Bon Jennet.
B Jenny, yeah, B Jenny. Hanako. Like, one of them, that would be worth the wait. Even when you have people like myself and Rizzy, shouts to Ignite Rizzy, you have people like us that like Alice, but it can't be her at this point. People just, for the most part, don't like her. She was at the bottom of that poll that SNK community manager did, which somebody tried to crucify me for. It's like, it's not an official poll. It's like the SNK community manager did it, number one, and number two, when I was doing the predictions, I didn't just base everything on the poll. I'm talking about lore. I'm talking about fan favorites, okay? You know, and like, and then on top of that, it was like, I just wanted to find a poll that encompasses all of KOF. I'm like, don't you think I would have used that if I found it? That'd have been a gold mine. If there was a poll that SNK put out that encompassed all of KOF when it came to choosing favorite characters, you bet every single freaking penny you ever picked up, spent, and saved and got banked up, I would have used that instead of what the community manager did. The community manager did. No slight at him, but just saying.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like, I ain't that dope. I missed some stuff when I research and everything, because shout outs to everybody in my chat then that points out stuff and everything, because I didn't know about the whole love heart thing until they brought it up. But I ain't that stupid. No. I am not about to sit here acting like I'm freaking, I don't know who the fighting game equivalent of Dave Meltzer is, talking about I got a backstage ticket in SNK and I leaked some stuff for y'all. Get out of here. But anyways, yeah, Syrin, Syrin's gonna kick me off after I do this. Who was your guest, by the way, Raspy? I heard Syrin said Mario. I think Josh said Mario.
Who's my guess? Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry, man. You gotta understand. I know so little about this lore stuff. I'm just having
No. Like, this isn't video games, period. It's not fighting game wise. What platform character in the question do you think I'm about to bring up now? One of these like bad names or whatever.
This name. All right, my bad. I actually had to think about this, and the only thing I can think of is like, I'm more trying to think what would make Syrin upset. what would upset him if I said this? But
He tried to base his best on freaking. He tried to base his best.
Yeah, entirely. I don't know what kind of platforms he play. I don't know. Mario.
Everybody, for the most part, has said Mario. Mario is not the one in question. They have Cream the Rabbit from Sonic on here.
Really?
Oh.
And apparently, there's two guys. Whoever wrote this, they really do not like her, because then it's like, seen having a stupid name in, and I quote, far too many Sonic the Hedgehog games. And then the reason they say the name is stupid because, and I quote, it sounds like an instruction to do something unpleasant to a rabbit. There you go. There you go.
Oh my
Syrin's
God.
There you go. Syrin's kicking me off with the Shattering. It's nice where I had it.
Okay.
I've actually made that joke before. Don't worry.
When it comes to
I'm fired, y'all. I'm fired.
He's fired.
When it comes to these articles, man, it's like I feel like they're just grasping at straws. Honestly, they're just
Well, I'm
grasping at straws.
thinking like I know I rambled about some other mess before that, and that's my bad. But like, just to reiterate, when I saw that, I thought this has got to be a joke. They've got to be joking on some of these. There's got to be a joke when I saw that. And for the record, they kind of recycled the joke a couple of different times. They're like, this character sounds like a pornography actor's name. This sounds like this. Master Chief from Halo was on here.
What?
Oh my God.
The reasoning
what
is...
kind of article are you reading?
I told you, this is the GamesRadar.com, the 50 most gloriously stupid character names.
I know,
in gaming.
okay. I understand repeating it so you know exactly what kind of article you're reading, but oh my God, Master Chief, that is a badass name.
And the reasoning, of all the real-world
Yeah.
naval ranks available to them, Bungie chose the one most likely to sound like Captain Boss to those uninitiated in military designations. One of y'all must be hip to something, because I never thought about it like that.
Captain Boss.
Speaking of that, Johnny in the chat, I want a Virtua Fighter team. Didn't I like mention a Virtua Fighter team when I was talking about the teams that I would like to have in KOF 15? Guest character teams?
Didn't you say, wasn't it Fexel?
Oh yeah. I had EX Layer on there too. But I mean, like, there was a list video I did a while ago. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about when I built the roster. But I know I did a video a while ago about 10 guest character teams I'd want in KOF 15. I think I mentioned a Virtua Fighter team because I threw out that little factoid that a lot of folks might not know. If they were to be in KOF 15, it wouldn't be Virtua Fighter's first time in a 2D fighting game realm or whatever.
Because they made it Smash.
Well, like on top of that, there's a very obscure game which is actually pretty good in my opinion, at least. So Akira and Pai were like boss characters in this game called Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax. Akira was the boss and Pai was his assist character. And so like you legit have like a 2D animated drawn freaking Akira, and he plays really well in there too. But then you have like they're 2D and everything. Like it was kind of interesting to see, and that was unexpected. So if you ever like get a chance, check it out. I don't know if Dengeki Bunko is on anything other than PS3 though. But what else? Our hope is up to this: a Metal Slug character or a Shock Trooper character. You know, either one of those honestly would be expectation shattering, and I wish they would do that because after that little break that they had, well, really a break. Not the recent time, but the previous time they skipped. When they came back with this was a good start because, like I said, that was expectation shattering, at least maybe to me. I don't think anybody saw Lu Wang being on like a freaking agents team, so that's gonna be definitely interesting for the story. But they need to keep that momentum going. You know, you got one little shattering thing that was a nice surprise. They got to keep it going. They've gotta keep it going because, like I said, when I did my little pre E3 rundown, I've said it earlier, the reveals for the most part have been like, not counting obviously that person, and I know Shuichi's not in the chat yet unless Shuichi's hiding, but I'm not gonna say his name. Screw it, shoot it. Anyways, aside from his trailer, which one of you, I think it was Landon, shouts to Landon Hewlett, then they do need to redo his trailer. They need to. That's the main protagonist. You want the main protagonist to look good. It's already bad enough he's not that popular. But it's like, aside from his trailer, all the other trailers have been good, great, but there have been not that many surprises. They came back with a really big one with this Secret Agents team. They got to keep it coming. They've got to keep it going. And the messed up part about it is, though, we still haven't seen K-Dash yet.
Yeah.
So it's like, are y'all going to put him on, like, is he getting a new team or something? Because I'm telling you right now, if he's back with Maxima and Kula, y'all should have revealed him earlier.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this then, because people were really mad about the fact that they, you know, made the announcement at 10 p.m. Hey, you know, wait, tune in next week for, like, the next character trailer. Now, I will give the more sensible people amongst that bickering crowd of angry people, because they showed a whole bunch of tweets, like, in Rizzy's Discord. But, man, you got people telling us, like, screw you, SNK, I hope you go bankrupt again. I'm like, well, God.
Damn.
Oh,
Good God. I'm like,
Calm down.
now.
Have a Snickers.
Oh, my God. He had to do that. He had to. Is that who spoiled the last one? Was it the Grinch that spoiled the last one, man? Jose, you know something I don't know? Why is the Grinch spoiling freaking KOF reveals then? Somebody...
You say something about the Grinch leak?
That's what... Hey, that's what Jose said. Jose in the chat said, like, let's hope the Grinch... He said, let's hope the Grinch does not spoil this freaking game. All this time... It's freaking... But it's like, I will give the more rational people amongst that angry mob this one point right here. They were right about this here. Certain people would say that I would have rather they announced this a little bit more proactively as opposed to like just having everybody, because you know how all of us are, because Syrin does it with his videos. I've seen several other people do it with theirs. They'll legit be doing something else, you know, maybe like double screening or maybe like, you know, going to like play something else while the time passes by. Uh-oh, it's 10 o'clock. Refresh the channel, like on the SNK channel. Refresh the page. Who is it gonna be? People do that.
Yeah, I do that.
So it's like, I think a lot of people don't like being held up for that long. You know, if you're gonna like cancel the announcement, like delay it for like the next week or whatever, make that announcement like earlier in the day. Not at the point where we're expecting a reveal. I will give them that because, I mean, that's kind of, it's not the end of the world, but it's a bit heartbreaking. It's like, like I just said, you're sitting over there, everybody's waiting to refresh the page, or just drift over to SNK's freaking YouTube at 10 p.m., and then it's like, oh, no announcement today? Okay, fine, then. I'll give them that right there. I'm not going to sit here talking about someone wanting to go bankrupt, but as far as the more level-headed people in that angry mob, I'll give them that, because that is that's good reasoning. Josh in the chat, I understand how people can feel bummed out that they show off mainstays and they want to see other characters, but they have to do it this way if they want to surprise us with these new teams. Interestingly, I was gonna make a video about this, but I didn't want to. Unfortunately, like the atmosphere around everything with them calling off the next trailer, I don't like it when the atmosphere gets too bad and everything, because I didn't want what I said to get mixed up and all of that. Because I was gonna make a video about one thing they could change about the way they reveal stuff for the characters is that all the people that we expect to be like in this game should have been revealed off the bat, or at least a portion of them. Like reveal Rio, reveal Kyo, reveal Iori, reveal Shune and Meiten-kun for storyline reasons, obviously. Who else? Kim. You know what I'm talking about. The usual people. Like, they should have had, like, all of them, like, kind of sprinkle, like, have a couple of them all revealed at the first time. And then try to go from there. Like, you don't have to do everybody, but just the folks you expect. Because it's not really a surprise seeing a lot of these characters in here. It really isn't. Now, on the other hand, maybe that's too bad because they want to, as Josh just mentioned, surprise us with the team. So, let's say from the get-go they were going to plan that Rio was going to be on a team with Robert and King. How I would have done it, though, seeing that Rio and Robert are almost kind of inseparable, reveal both of them in the jump. And then, like, sprinkle King there in the end, then they could play the freaking Women Fighters team game that they've been playing with us for a while with that right there. Put, like, freaking King out. Like, imagine if they would have revealed Rio and Robert first and then all of a sudden revealed, like, the Women Fighters, the original 3, the way they've done so far. Now, imagine that. We know Rio and Robert are on the same team. Oh, there's Mai. Okay. Okay. Oh, there's Yuri's trailer. Oh, she's not with them anymore? And then, oh my god, King's trailer comes out. It's the Women Fighters team. Wait, what? She's with Rio and Robert? You see that? Like, you still have a little bit of element of surprise with that. And on top of that, you reveal, it's still a surprise. You know what I'm saying? It's not too monotonous, I give them credit for, like, the little 2 character reveals, but my gripe with that hasn't... they've got to just... You already know my gripe when it comes to the 2, the double reveals like that. It's one-sided whenever they do it. It's hard to get hype for the character when one of them is getting all their offense in, while the other one just basically drinks a lemonade and that's it. Since they have shown more or less half of the roster, I don't know what big surprises SNK can show. Yeah. It's a little tricky, honestly. Like I said, honestly, I really would have had them knock out everybody that we've seen in that very first trailer. Kyo, Shune, K-Dash, Leona, and Mai. They should have knocked all 5 of them out by now, because we still haven't seen K-Dash yet. And what are the chances that his team gets shaken up? I'm gonna go with not likely. Like, do you really think SNK is gonna, separate him from Maxima after all these years? I'd personally like that, but are they gonna do it? I don't know. What are the chances that you think that they'll split Maxima from somebody like K-Dash Syrin? What are the chances that you think that the whole K-Dash team, K-Dash gets annoyed with him where he's like, y'all go start your own team, and then K-Dash goes solo?
I don't know, maybe Maximo gets hit by a car or something. And in his place, they put on either they get Foxy or they get Diana or something.
I thought you were about to see freaking K49. I'm about to say, Don't you do it.
No, don't worry.
Don't you do it.
Don't worry, Chrysalid. I would never do that.
Oh, God. He had to remind y'all of that freaking fan fiction that y'all freaking made about me.
Oh, man.
What's going on over here?
Can I get some insight into a fan fiction that y'all made about him?
Okay, so here's the thing. There was a saga in KOF, and I'm pretty sure everybody up there in my chat is cracking up right now. So, there was an arc in KOF called the Nest Saga, which was basically named after an organization that took, like, a bunch of different beings, and, like, they're basically, they look human, but they're basically, like, experiments. They're genetic experiments, basically.
Yeah.
And so you have, like, there's cloning going on. Like, they, like, clone other... Because, like, the main protagonist of the Nest arc was cloned from Kyo, the man when it comes to KOF. Like, that's the guy. The main protagonist of the Nest saga, you've heard K Dash. He was cloned from Kyo's DNA. There were a bunch of Nest clones that had Kyo's DNA. So basically, I don't know what spurred it to happen or whatever, but somehow in my chat, like last time, well, not last time, but it was the time before, here they are basically giving all these different Nest clones my name of some sort then. Like, there's legit one of them called Chrysalid, but it's spelled like Krizalid, but they legit put my name in there and made like Chrysalid then. And I've totally embraced it because it's my freaking Guilty Gear Strive, like my Guilty Gear Strive ID, so... They mentioned that. They mentioned a C49, which comes from the Nest clone K49. I think the previous the previous episode of the Shattering, I called myself Chrissy Lotus Lotus, which was a reference to the Nest clone Sylvie Paula Paula, who I think her name came from an actual, like, idol singer or something. But you get the picture. Like, they just made like a bunch of different.
I got you.
They went nuts with it. This man Johnny said Chrysalid Lotus 49. Stop giving me ideas, man. Stop giving me ideas, man. They're gonna continue to do it, but I'm gonna embrace it.
Chris Zero. That's what the C stands for.
I mean, I actually called myself Chris Zero in that one freaking video I did, like the last update on the roster predictions, the one that I streamed by accident. My bad.
Christmas.
Did anybody in there ever call me Chrisless?
Christmas? Oh, I didn't even think of that one. I said Chris like Ignis.
Anybody call me Chrisless then? Because that sounds like a holiday. Happy Chrisless, everybody! All the clones and then everything.
It's a day for all the clones to enjoy themselves.
Perhaps we will see the women fighters team finally be complete until... I just now saw that comment, and it doesn't help the fact that I just made that joke about a Chrisless holiday, and then I just freaking saw that comment. Come on, man. According to Johnny, it started in episode 12. Sounds about right, because I know this is 14, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 14.
Yep.
So that's one with Raspy. Last time it was Cheshire Beam, and I alluded to it. That's when I called myself Chrissy Lotus Lotus, so it didn't happen there. So he was right. I think it was 12 or 13, he said. He was pinpointing the genesis of that. I really hope none of y'all are really fanfic writers and putting that mess. Aren't there like fanfic sites out there, something like that?
Hey man, I've written a few fanfics in my day.
Oh my god!
I got.
Oh my god!
So have I, to be honest. So
I got a Doctor Who's ex Minecraft.
What?
I got a Doctor Who ex Minecraft fanfic I wrote when I was like 10.
No, like
so.
what did Syrin say? It sounded like Syrin said you already did a video, but I'm like, he did what?
No. Well,
No, I didn't do nothing about that. No.
I have my own. I have a video about my own fan fictions. Looking over those.
Oh my god, yeah, no, he wrote fan fictions just as much as I did. I thought we were talking about Chris. I thought we were talking about Chris for a second.
No.
I'm gonna keep
you
it 100%
said you would
Chris.
roll one. I'm like, so did I.
I'm gonna keep it 100% Chris. I didn't subscribe to you until like an hour ago.
I saw. It's cool.
Oh, you saw? My bad. You said nothing.
It's cool.
I was like, I'm gonna just sneakily subscribe to this guy.
I appreciate it. I have to sub to you back if I haven't already. But nah, because I like a lot of what you had showed me with the animation last time. What's going on? The KOF Chinese manhwas comics were absolutely crazy, like the Sonic Archie comics. The fact he was talking about how crazy like the KOF comics were. I keep talking about them. I delve into those, but I never do. I don't know why. But the fact is, like, you mentioned the Sonic Archie comics after I brought up that thing that Syrin is gonna fire me for after this episode. Just saying.
Damn.
He's over there acting like Syrin, like, y'all better get used to me being here, man. Syrin, like, he's acting calm right now. Then once the stream goes off, he's gonna fire me. I don't know who else is gonna be on the Shattering, but he's gonna fire me for that. Then that man got a limit on that.
Damn.
Let me stop. He's not buying it.
Telling you, man.
Honestly,
I'm telling you.
what's up?
Okay.
What's up?
I was making a comment. I was being like, oh man, you carry the Shattering.
Well, jeez, I didn't know it was like that. Honestly, I don't see why they won't do a trailer every 2 weeks. Since the delay, they could show off characters that were probably cut for DLC. Plus, I'm pretty sure making one isn't hard. That is another good idea, to be honest. Because, like, I get they're trying to surprise people with, like, the shakeups of the teams and everything. But, like I said, they really should have just... Like, I get why they probably didn't do this, even though I kind of prefer it. They should have done, like, team trailers every here and there or whatnot. For people that, like, for instance, Team Fatal Fury remained the same. Team Fatal Fury is still the same. What else didn't change? Is that it?
Team Fatal. Yeah, no. Team Fatal Fury. I think that's it.
But it's like they could have put them out there. I mean, I know because like SNK needs to stop playing with people.
Akari Warriors didn't change.
They didn't either. Good, thank you. It just peeked through the cat. I was like, freaking Pancake Sauce is like, I'm out for your spot, Chris. Watch out. Hey, fine by me. I mean,
Hey,
I died on that hill. I knew he was gonna fire me for like putting that on there, like freaking making that joke. But hey, Pancake Sauce can definitely carry it. He also mentioned something that we had talked about earlier. Yeah, Pancake Sauce is like, whoa, KOF 15 episode 15 connection. I think so. I was telling them before we went live, they need to go ahead and put the freaking beta out there so we can like just stream that mess for y'all on the 15th episode.
what you know that we don't, huh? What you know that we don't? What
What?
secrets you know?
How many-
I was just saying because like KOF 15 and then episode 15 secret connection. I was like, what you know that we don't?
I don't know. I mean, that's
About KOF 15.
that's Pancakes. Like he's asking you, man. Like you're the one that drew up the board. If I drop a conspiracy board, I'm gonna take you all the way through the freaking rabbit hole, the freaking where the wombats sleep at, where the bulls run around. You're going through all types of nature. But yeah, back to like the point I was making. Like I was responding to what Josh was saying. They need to stop playing people's emotions when it comes to Rock at this point, because I think that's the reason like why they wouldn't do that. And it's not like Rock could just be confined to a Team Fatal Fury. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you could have a Team Garo or Team Rock, anything.
But they really like any teams that we knew had a very small chance of like breaking up. They should have just put them out there as a team, and sprinkle like like I said, Rio and Robert. You put them out there, and then they can play the little women fighters team game with us. Because I mean, nobody would bat an eye when it comes to Mai. I love how that came out. Awesome. No one would bat an eye when it comes to Mai with her being on the Team AOF team. Ew. On the AOF team. But, you put Yuri there, it's like, oh snap. Oh wait, no. She's not with them? And like I said, they put King out there and it's like, oh, women fighters team. No, wait, King's with them. See, you still have a game going on there. But I think the reason they won't do it is because they think it'll be too predictable. But at this point, I don't think people would would fret too much about something being predictable at this point. I do like agree with people when it's like they got to do something different about the way they reveal the trailers. Then, I don't see why. Like at this point, what I would do, because they talked about it earlier on, they should put that that cinematic they were talking about in the beginning. They should have put that cinematic out there at this point right now. Like right now, theoretically speaking, half of the roster is revealed. Put that little cinematic there. We get information about the story mode. You throw in some characters, like you throw in some people that have been confirmed, some that have not been confirmed, and you play with our emotions with that. Oh my goodness, we saw the freaking American sports team. Are they gonna be in the game? Oh my gosh. Like do that. Why not just put like the theatric out there and like, cause y'all know who's gonna be on the roster unless that's not completed yet. I'm not gonna be that mean, but come on now. But I'd say put the theatric out there and have everybody speculating. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta put the whole smorgasbord out there, but gotta switch it up, man. I give them credit for switching it up with double reveals then, but they gotta do it again. That's just how I feel, but see, I'm over here trying to break down how SK could do better, yet people want to talk about, oh, you freaking bootlickers. I'm like, I mean, I've criticized them every turn at the juncture that I can. Do I have to show you all the heat that I got from one random idiot about calling Shune's freaking trailer trash? Do I have to? Because I didn't delete his comment. The mess is still there. I ain't deleting comments. He didn't roast me. Unlike Syrin over here freaking dropping folks on their heads and stuff. Pancake Sauce says he knows nothing, Raspy. So he don't know nothing about the conspiracy. There's a fanfic called Dusk After Kumite, King of Fighters Twilight Tournament. Not fan of words, but be aware. Whenever someone tells me about a fanfic and then uses the term, like uses the, when they say be aware in the same sentence, I worry.
Yeah.
About KOF 15, I took the roster from KOF 14, eliminated the characters already shown. From there, you can see all the future must-have. Not much. Yeah, because in this, Johnny freaking deleted that freaking comment the moment I was reading it. But you're actually right though, because Ignit Rizzy made a point, and I said this when I did my review about the game, or my thoughts about the game up to this point. I don't want this game to feel like KOF 14 with a couple of new characters, a couple of older characters on different teams, a few new mechanics, and a couple of stages. You
15
don't.
right now, right?
Yes. I don't want this game to be like 14 with a couple of extra things sprinkled in, okay? I really don't. And if they actually embrace the whole rollback netcode thing and everything and all that's like, yeah, KOF 15 got rollback netcode, but it's like, why couldn't you give it to 14? But hey, a lot of people think, with the way Guilty Gear just freaking skyrocketed, maybe that sent a message like, hey, people will buy stuff if your netcode is good. But that's a solid point. I mean, so far, most of who we've seen has been in 14. But with that being said, how much of a risk do you think SNK could take by removing certain characters? I feel like SNK is stone cold scared of going back to the KOF 12 era. Because I will never forget the cautionary freaking tales that I was given when they freaking, oh my goodness, KOF 12 is out. Don't you play it. Don't play it. It's not good. It's not good. Okay, why shouldn't I play it? It's not good! Okay, what's not good about it? It's just not good, okay? Just play it. But you didn't want me to play it. Yes, but this is exactly how I first learned about KOF 12. And it kind of befuddled me at first because I'm like, the game actually looked new compared to what I was used to. But at the same time, of course, I think most people just didn't like the fact that, I don't think Syrin knows, because I was about to tell him to ad-lib me. I was like, say it with me. I know somebody in the chat knows it, though. This was where...
No buy.
Okay, my bad. He actually got me. Syrin dropping everybody on their heads today, then. I'm Syrin Richxson, man. I freaking know some stuff. I've been doing my studying. You know who I am?
What's so bad? I could just put two and two together. It's just easy as that.
Actually, and this is
but also there was no K-Dash either, so there was that.
No K-Dash, no
cash.
Yeah, there you go.
What's up, Raspy?
Yeah, so I got a question actually. So I was hanging out with Chase. We actually went to like a street fair, but that's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about KOF, and he said, and I had him explain it a little bit, but he said that he thinks KOF 15 is gonna be like, it looks like a combination of 14, 13, and some other game. What was it? Do you remember?
Oh, yeah. 13, 14, and 2002.
Yeah, and I was curious what that actually meant, because I don't know nothing about 15, obviously.
So like, so your question was like, so let me. What's the point you want me to hit on? Like, I don't want to.
So Syrin said,
Mm-hmm.
right. So he said, he was like, KOF 15, from what he sees, looks like a combination of 14, 13, and 2002. And I was
Okay.
curious what that really meant. Like, what
Okay. All
you,
right. Trying to make sure I don't fly too much off the like freaking path. So if I want to try to, because you're asking me to interpret Syrin, and I don't know, and I don't want to get dropped on my head again, since that's what he's been doing the past while or so, and scaring people off by not cursing at them or something. But I'm gonna try to interpret that as best as I can. So 15 appears to have, when it comes to 14, I almost want to say he's talking about the aesthetic and the look, because 14 was the first foray it had into 3D, in this style at least. And I think that little smart combo, aka that dreaded word that most hardcores hate, auto combos, I think are still in 15. I could be wrong. But I think it kind of has the pace and everything. Like, I think when he mentions 14, I think it's an aesthetic. When it comes to 13, there are mechanics, at least that I think I might have saw, unless I've mistaken them. There were certain mechanics that we last saw in 13 that I think I saw in 15. Because one
Yeah,
mechanic,
I was mainly talking about mechanics.
yeah, I thought you were talking about mechanic. I asked you, and
So
you were talking about like,
because
also, like stringing combos or whatever.
yeah, because the thing from 13 has more to do with the fact that, and the only reason I'm speculating is because the one thing we also haven't seen when it comes to this game is we have not seen the UI at all, which I'm very curious about. But I've seen, like, for instance, in Terry's trailer, he does his little like a little shoulder tackle. You played Smash, so you might actually be able to know a little bit about it. I don't know what all moves he has, but you're familiar at least with what some of Terry's moves look like.
Yeah.
But he has like a little shoulder tackle he does. Like, he just shoulder tackles forward. In his trailer, he does it, and then he also basically juggles or combos that into the power dunk. When you basically link two special moves together, like in a combo, like or a string or whatever you want to call it, that's called a drive cancel. That's what I'm thinking, because I think that, there might be, elements of drive cancels in 15 from what I've seen in trailers. On top of that, this is kind of like a pre-14 thing, but as we've seen, meter burn moves from what we've seen in the trailers, they are not limited to EX mode like they were in 14, which a lot of people didn't like,
I remember him
myself
bringing
included.
that up.
Say what?
I remember him bringing. I remember Siren bringing that up.
No,
He was talking about something about like the X moves and how
yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Siren, what'd you say about the X moves?
You could do them out of max.
Yeah, you're not max mode.
Yeah,
there
you
you
can
go.
do that of max. Yeah,
I said EX mode again. God. Yeah, they're not limited to max mode, because in 14 you couldn't do EX moves unless you were in max mode. Like I said, I didn't like that either, but whatever.
and that all comes. You didn't even see the UI. That all comes from just what you saw in like the
Yeah.
Yeah, we're basing it very much on visuals. Like, I do not know what is up with this UI.
It is like game theory in this bitch. Oh my god.
I mean, like I said in my video, one of the 5 things, I think it was 5 or 4 things I wanted to see from SNK, like soon, whether it was E3, which didn't happen in that case, or Evo, which I think is one more month away or something like that. Whenever they want to have, the next time they have like a big event they could do a big reveal for, whatever. One thing I was like saying was the mechanics, the UI are like the best kept secret of this game, even more so than the women fighters team. Because, like, we have not seen anything. We know of certain mechanics, like the max mode. Somebody on Twitter, I forgot whom, I wish I could, like, attribute that to them, because I thought it was a good observation. They color-coded the different max mode cancels, and someone picked up the fact that when it's a blue max mode activation, they usually just do it raw, aka they didn't do any moves before it, they didn't do any combos before it, they just did it while they're just there in neutral, just standing, and then bam, activation. Then you have the magenta one, or the purple one, or the pinkish one, whichever one they want to use. That one right there is usually done after someone does like an attack. So, like I said, all of this is based off of us visually looking at stuff, honestly.
Yeah, y'all theory crafting off to just like 1 or 2 trailers, I swear.
That's all we could do, because it's just crazy. I'm like, I mean, I understand maybe they're trying to, like, I don't know, because the UI can always be updated, man. And by the way, I think it was who was it said earlier? Josh. Yeah, demo exactly, absolutely. A demo, yes. Like they need to do like a demo. Honestly, at this point, just needs like a demo. Have us like be able to play maybe maybe first half of the roster that was revealed and all that, and then the latter half, you'll have to
You
sell.
just antsy to play. You just antsy to play, man. You just be like, oh yeah, absolutely, it's a great idea. I'm just like, yeah.
Basically, but
I remember I actually made a video on the drive cancels thing before even the Terry video came out, or the Terry trailer, back after Iori's trailer.
well, I just said Terry's because that's the first one that comes to mind. I'm pretty sure it's happened like elsewhere, honestly.
Because I had noticed it, and I'm like, I see a connection with these two.
Yeah. Josh in the chat says, I feel like they would show off the game mechanics when all the characters are revealed. I get that, but that would be a little too late, but this is what happens when you just have a big roster, if you ask me. Oh my god, there goes the freaking fanfiction again. K-Dash, Kim Kula, Maxima, okay, I actually saw that earlier. I'm making sure I didn't miss. I try to get to all y'all's comments the best I can because y'all have some really good input, whether it's like adding some to the conversation or, you know, writing another chapter in the Nest Chrysalid saga or whatever you want to call it. But
Half of this podcast is like you and your viewers.
My viewers are something else. That's all I gotta say.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying it's a great thing, man.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like there's something else. That's all I gotta say. There's something else. Like I have never seen anybody just like, hey, you know what? Let's make a freaking fan fiction about this freaking furry over here. Yeah, and let's make a bunch of Nest clones with his names in. Yeah, and let's actually make him. Well, they didn't do the last part. I was gonna say, let's make him freaking change his freaking gamer tags and stuff. I didn't technically change my tag. It was just the ID and all that.
Yeah.
What's up? A lot of problems in that fan fiction. Mature and Vice are lesbians. Both of them are bi, from what I understand. And B. Janae is bi. Don't know about her. So now you should be aware. I mean, it's whatever. I'm not against that, really. What else we got? Think and Shoulder Tackle is exclusive in KOF 98, just like Iori's Flaming Claw in 90. Whole lot of 98 stuff. They're trying to get nostalgic with it. 98. Still to this day, I still think that even like, you know, I freaking thirsted over freaking Shermie's trailer, Luong's trailer, freaking Vanessa's was pretty good, minus the frame drops in the beginning, but I still think even to this day, I still think Iori had the best trailer, still. I still think he has the best one. Oswald's fighting style is so unique that I feel like any other character with a similar fighting style would just be a copy of Oswald. That is the thing that I've said, because I wanted to make a video about this. I might still do it just for giggles, but I was thinking about doing a video where it's like how SNK could possibly bring K49 back into the fold. Because, you know, I did like the whole, I don't know if Syrin remembers the details, but I did a whole storyline about basically, you know, how they kind of try to avert the obvious problem. What's up, Kamen Rider? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Everybody that's there, everybody that stopped by. Shout out to all y'all. Over there in the Syrin verse and the Raspy verse. Anybody watching wherever you are, good morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are, because I heard aliens even watch the Shattering. You heard it here first. Yes. 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 It's real. It's true. Yes.
I fully believe it. I fully believe it. I would never doubt you. I would never doubt you. Oh, God forbid.
Yes. Yes.
The FGC has gone
aliens watch the Shattering, apparently. We got Nightless from that Guilty Gear universe that watches then. We got freaking vampires and all types of other mess. It's messed up because those two things are almost kind of the same. Nightless is what they call vampires in the Guilty Gear universe.
Actually, okay, so I'm gonna completely like grab a topic and nuke it because I want to talk about this and I've been wanting to for a while, and it's Guilty Gear in of itself because I don't know nothing about it. And Syrin was like he wanted to talk about this. He was talking about how I should play Guilty Gear, and how because I was talking about how I love games that go super speedy and are like all over the place and you flying everywhere, and he was like, "Oh, you're gonna love Guilty Gear then."
I guess something about Strive.
And I was like,
did he say Strive or was it a particular game?
I I'm not sure. Did you ever have any game in mind when you're thinking that?
I said Strive and XR. He'd probably like.
And
Yeah.
all I was saying, so I was basing it off Smash.
It's just
And when
interesting, but I hate to cut you off, but like I just mentioned the whole thing with speed because like I've seen people talk about like Strive feels so clunky, like it's not fast like it used to be or whatever. But I'm not one of those people that just harps on like the fact that this new game in this series is not like the previous one. It's like my biggest thing when it comes to a lot of people that talk about there's a lack of new IPs in fighting games and stuff like that, which has been a hot topic. Like, well, I don't know about hot topic because I don't really keep in terms of like trends or whatever, but it was something that the friends were talking about or whatever. They mentioned stuff that is like, well, actually, no, it's not so much like they mention like something else, but like the same people that talk about the lack of IPs also want like every single other like version of a game like afterward to be like all the previous incarnations. It's like I thought you hate the same thing. It's like I mean I'm not saying like you gotta like everything about it and everything, but it's like it's just funny hearing people saying they want Guilty Gear Strive to be like, and I want to do my own combo, like what it's like. It needs to be more like Guilty Gear XX Accent Core, and I'm like, so basically you want this to be like a previous version of the game. Why do you like? How the heck can you talk about wanting something new, but at the same time you keep requesting wanting the same thing? I don't get it. But you go ahead.
I was saying when it comes to the subject of speed, as I was talking to Syrin about it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, KOF, it's one of the fastest games out there." Well, obviously he didn't say that. He was like, "But KOF is very quick. You have to be very very quick. There's so many movement. There's so much movement. There's so much like rolls, jumps, 10 different types of hops." He said all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
I said there's good mobility,
especially in like the older ones. It's hella fast.
What I'm saying is, to me, okay, right. I'm telling you right now, I played KOF 14 with Syrin. I was just trying it out. But I didn't like it because I felt like it was clunky. I felt like it was slow. I felt like I couldn't really move around. And that's where I'm saying, like, I like platformer. I like platformer kind of games because that's the kind of speed. When I say I like speedy like fighting games, I think of like that. I think I like platformers kind of fighting games where you can move around. You could you're practically. It's a fighting game while you're flying. Like it's a flying fighting game.
Let me make you feel a little bit better right now for a minute. Mm-hmm. Everybody that's in the chat right now, I know I don't like to like freaking drag anybody out the shadows if you just like to watch and everything then, but if you can please put your input in here please, it would be greatly favored then. You heard what Raspy just said then. Now all of you, everybody in here that thinks that KOF 14 was slower and clunkier compared to other ones, put C49 in the chat. Like I'm gonna wait for a bit. Like you keep on going. And by the way, Common Writer, you won't believe it today. I actually got a hold of a copy of MVC2 for the original Xbox. Oh. You got the classic right there. You talking about a fast game full of mess. Sheesh. Unblockables and freaking infinites. Bye bye.
All I'm talking about though is
go ahead.
I just think speed when it comes to those kind of games is subjective. When you say speed and I say I like a speedy game, it's like, well, what do you mean by speed? It's like, do you want fast inputs that are like constant and like ridiculous? You might want to play Tekken. Do you want to play like do you want to fly around and stuff? He recommended Guilty Gear. I would say Smash. I don't know Guilty Gear. I haven't even watched the trailer. I don't even know what the gameplay looks like. I have no visualization for this except for like the anime. I'm thinking some like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure type shit here. Like everyone's flying around except this time. Some real Dio versus JoJo type shit.
Right.
It's like I think speed in of itself is really subjective when it comes to fighting, not just fighting games, but any games, because it's like, what do you mean?
I agree because I always wonder like when people talk about speed, like, and maybe this is because I don't do it just to be annoying or bothering somebody or everything. But I always like to nail down the specifics of what somebody's talking about. That way there can be some clarity. You know what I'm saying? Because when I talk about speed, because people have mentioned that before, and I asked them to like expand upon like what they're talking about, and I might have had this conversation maybe 5 different times. And it's like every different. I just know every different little time that I talked with somebody who talked about speed of games and everything, there was a different answer to what they meant by speed. Sometimes when they talk about
I'm saying
speed,
it's subjective. Subjective. That's what I was
yeah,
saying.
yeah, you're right. I was just agreeing with you because it's like just adding on to that because you're right there. Because it's like people talk about the pace of the matches at speed. They talk about just the overall speed of the game in general, attacks. It's a bunch of things. Like usually it'll narrow down to a handful of things, even with something like input delay. Even with something like that, that comes to the mix. So I could see where you're coming from with that. Because I know with me, maybe it's because like with certain games you get invested into. It sounds a little cheesy, but it kind of becomes a part of you at this point. You play it and it's like, part of the core, This is just like, it's like breathing almost. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like me, when I played a game like, for instance, Sam Show, which is, I like to think, nowhere near as, not even near the average pace of, if you put like, however you want to measure it, the pace of like, most other fighting games. Sam Show is slower than average, in my opinion, at least. Even when you take the very last Samurai Showdown into consideration then. Now, for me, certain things might look a little bit fast because I really got into Sam Show hardcore because I love that game. But there is one of my best frenemies when it comes to fighting games, and he just couldn't bear to even like watch Sam Show. He said it is way too slow. There was something we were playing a while ago. I think it was maybe Arcana Heart one time in the arcade because somebody brought their setup. And I've never seen this before, because Arcana Heart is kind of a weird, floaty type of game and whatever, da-da-da-da-da-da. But he legit, like, because the guys were legit just trying to try it out, because they had never played Arcana Heart before. And my best friend of me there, this dude said the game was so slow, he was legit there getting a nap in. He fell asleep right in front. As if you watch Arcana Heart play, then it depends. Like I said, for some people it's like, this fast, what are you talking about? And also I feel like another factor putting all that together has to do with how much is it engaging you. Because if something's not like keeping your attention, it's gonna be boring regardless. It's gonna look slow. It's gonna look unengaging.
This actually is really good because it goes back into the point of people talking about how they need new IPs and such. And I had this whole conversation in my head, and I took that a little bit. So what I was saying is, I told Syrin when we were talking about this stuff. I said, "Oh, I think I love Smash so much because it's all about mind games. I love Rivals so much, the platformer type fighting games, because it's all about it's all about mind games."
Oh,
And he
yeah.
was like, "Oh, KOF, the Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, those are all about mind games too." I was used to mostly talk of course, he said KOF. He's like, "It's all about mind games too," and he's like, both games are, and that's why I'm saying you shouldn't, when you're looking for something like a new IP, you shouldn't really be comparing them to other games, because I feel like even games of the same series are so much different. I know KOF is in a way, because I talk about how KOF 13 plays way different than 14 due to just like some small mechanic changes, and I don't know, I'm just going into the point that like, maybe you should just play what makes you happy.
Simple as that. And
Yeah.
for the record, he's probably not going to like me ratting on him right here, but Raspy was so freaking nervous coming up here on the freaking Shattering with us, then look what you're doing. You were freaking doing phenomenal.
Yeah.
That was, I couldn't have said it any better, honestly. Because it's like, honestly, the way you said it is better than how my initial, like, response to this whole thing about no new IPs or whatever. It's like, look, like I said, what you said right there was just well better put. I don't know if the way I put it sounds smug or anything then, but I just mean it because I feel like the talking point is a little bit silly. There's no new IPs or whatever. It's like, here's the thing. If you as a person don't like the fact that fighting games don't have like a lot of variety on the market or whatever it is, and you wanna freaking go and play other stuff, like other genres that don't have this problem, even though there's very few. It's like I said, I don't know if I said this on the last Shattering or whatever, but I'm like, Mario has been around for years and years and years. That doggone Games Radar article, but Sonic the Hedgehog has been around for a while. I even like went and like looked up when someone was talking about that wherever the heck. It was amazing how many series have been around for so long. It's like they're still going on to this day. Even like stuff that the PC gamers would freaking know more about than the console people. Because these are some series that I had never really heard of like that. So it's like you going elsewhere, that's not going to just eliminate the problem. What might be an issue over here in this genre might be an issue elsewhere. And on top of that, another point is that maybe, just maybe, the Street Fighters, the Mortal Kombats, the Tekkens, the Smashes, all this other stuff and everything, maybe they're like constantly around because people just love them.
Absolutely.
It's like, so, I mean, hey, I'm all for a fresh new coat of paint and so much, like, you know, new stuff. I mean, like I just said, I just got into a platform fighter, Rushdown Revolt. I just got into that. Like I said, I legit could see myself legitimately getting into this game and playing it competitively. Smash, even though my friends said they saw potential in me, I didn't feel it. I feel potential in this. You know what I'm saying? So
It's
like,
about what you enjoy.
I mean, like I said, I was having the time of my life, which is usually an expression someone uses for something else, but we'll leave that alone. Anyways, but the point is, people are naturally going to gravitate towards what they gravitate towards. And people definitely will get tired of stuff. Why do you think trends come and go? Why do you think they come and go and everything? And it's like, because I'm just thinking, like, what are the games that really, like, made a mark that weren't the usual IPs in fighting games? I can only really think of two. One of them, I guess I'm kind of cheating because it was an anime beforehand, anime manga beforehand, or whatever, but hey, it's whatever. But Dragon Ball FighterZ brought something new in there. The reason why I think Dragon Ball FighterZ got so successful was because it's a household name when it comes to anime. Like, people that get into Dragon Ball know about it, their friends know about it, and probably their mothers and their fathers and their grandmothers and grandfathers know about it. My mom knows. My mom knows. My mom knows about Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Still remembers the characters and stuff. So it's like you take that. What's up?
I'll just say it's like one of the most popular animes out there in America, like Pokemon,
Yeah.
Dragon Ball, you know, like stuff like that.
Yeah. And so you got fighters, you got this series that is a household name, even when it's like anime and everything. It's a household name, and on top of that, they made fighters have elements of a particular game series that FGC people like. Marvel, all these little team games. Now, granted, it's still its own monster because like it's not a straight up Marvel clone though, because not even all 3v3 team fighters even play the same. I mean, we all notice then. Like the freaking reflect mechanic in fighters does not operate like the push block in Marvel. It doesn't. But it's like they did it because like it's a. I mean, hey, like I said, I think I might have cheated in this case because Dragon Ball is like kind of big or whatever. But hey, you got what was it? Wasn't League throwing their hat into the fighting game market?
Yeah,
There was
Project L.
Straight up?
There were some,
What?
There were some other MOBAs I think trying to throw their hat to the fighting market. There's that what's that mess DNF Duel is throwing their hat in. So I'm like, now granted I know those series may not be as big as Dragon Ball. I don't know how you would measure that, but still. But still, the thing is, they merged. It's a household name, and also they brought in the competitive crowd. And I mean, that's a good way to like. That's a good path to success. It is. It absolutely is. The other game, maybe not as big of an impact or a mark, but nevertheless, people are still playing it. It's still getting content. I'm still playing it, even though I've only really had one stream of me playing it, and that's Skullgirls. Skullgirls had issues because of all the mess that Mike Z was pulling, but thank God that's over. And once again, it's another team game that broke in. Like, I don't know if it like, because people when they talk about new IPs, they want somebody to, you know, they want somebody to put a dent. Like, you know, I want somebody to put a dent in them Street Fighters and them Tekkens and them freaking Mortal Kombats. It's been 500,000 freaking game and all this. It's like, but I mean, I don't know, because it's like, I'm all for like anime, because I haven't played it. Y'all can probably tell me more about it than I probably do. Maybe somebody in my chat knows about it. But I was told when they tried to cash in on the My Hero Academia hype, then they said that game was awful. Now I didn't get a chance to play it, but I just heard it wasn't that great. So I'm like, just because you're doing something, bringing something different to the table, you know, doesn't automatically equal success. You have to know how to navigate. You've got to. And maybe, just maybe, hey, Mortal Kombat, Tekken, all sort of stuff. I mean, they kind of have what you call like an, whatever you want to call it. I guess I call it like an incumbent advantage, I guess, because they've been around for so long, they're established, and it's like, hey, everybody clusters over there. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I really don't know. Josh, it was, I don't know, like, I just knew that, because apparently it was a My Hero fighting game or something. I don't know. Because they've said the name several times, I just forgot it. And I feel bad because I have like the whole first season of My Hero on DVD right over there. I still haven't watched it yet.
Something I need to watch, by the way.
Yeah.
I've watched through season 1, but I don't have Crunchyroll.
And that's not even really like a dig at it. It's just I'm a workaholic. Like, yeah, they said there was 2 of them. Like, I guess both of them weren't that great. I don't know. It was just hearsay. I can't really use that. One's Justice. Okay. What's the other one called? What else are y'all saying over here?
Oh, I've got something.
Vanessa's husband's dead. What? Will that explain why Ramon's been freaking... Is that why he's over here constantly just chasing her like crazy? Well, you know, her man died then, and she got a kid, you know. How about a fellow agent? Poor Ramon. Poor Ramon. I only learned that Vanessa's husband being dead is because Nest Syndicate, where Shoryu Game made a lore video. Shout out to Shoryu Game, by the way. Big shout out to Shoryu Game. Shoryu Game is way cool. I got so annoyed because I was really hoping, because like I forgot who it was. I think it was also shout out to History Behind the Warrior. Kind of like, you know, the fact people do lore videos about fighting games. I've mentioned before, I don't know if Raspy was watching the podcast at this point, but the thing that inspired my... well, I think we talked about this. It was a panel I went to where they were talking about why fighting game storylines tend to be garbage. So, like, you know...
Oh, I was just letting my cat out, so I just got back.
No, I was just saying, like, we just got into... well, I was just talking about how I was giving props to Shoryu Game because I was liking the fact that people like him and History Behind the Warrior both cover the lore about fighting games and all of that. Because I found their channels because I was thinking, maybe I could do that right there, but then I found them. And it annoyed me so much, and I understand, you know, cultural things and all this and whatnot, but I remember first getting into Shoryu Game, and people, like, maybe I'm just adaptable when it comes to various types of, like, people or whatever, but man, folks got on my nerves talking about, I can't understand them because of the accent. I'm like, I could do it just fine. Like, you have to listen a little bit closer, but come on, man. Come on, man.
I can understand them.
I mean, it's like, it'll take a minute. I ain't, like... but
like, sometimes the grammar's a little off, but...
yeah.
But I understand what he's talking about.
Yeah, you know... But shout out to Shoryu Game, History Behind the Warrior. Everybody that covers freaking fighting game lore. I appreciate y'all, honestly. Be a pirate instead. I have a lot of anime, like, because I have a whole bunch of DVD box sets saved up from a whole bunch of different conventions that I went to. And they just been legit sitting there, and it's like, I need to... The only thing that I've really watched there religiously was freaking Pet Shop of Horrors, and that's only because it's a 4-episode OVA. It's great, don't get me wrong, but like, of all the things that I decided to indulge in, it's the 4 freaking episode OVA that I've watched probably 30 times at this point. I kind of agree, though. I think this person was talking about what Raspy said. Josh, yeah. I feel like KOF 14 is more easier than any KOF games in terms of combos. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. This is why sometimes I kind of like... This is why sometimes I give the side eye, the Prince side eye, the singer, God rest his soul, the side out. People sound like KOF needs to go back to the days of 13, and it's like y'all are going. And the funny thing about it is these same people are the same ones that say you've got to sell these games to casuals, and it's like y'all wanted to go back to a game that would scare the bejesus out of casuals. Cheshire Bean, who was on the podcast last time, then he would hear me talk about KOF 13, but he never experienced it. He never experienced the mess. But I guess he went on PlayStation Now or something like that and played it, and that man legit sounded like somebody was having him like in a submission hold for like 5 hours.
Oh.
That man was in pain.
Yeah, those trials are.
It's like, I mean, I get like a lot of people like the aesthetic of it too. I like it too, with the exception of those couple of character sprites. Y'all know which ones. But it's like, come on, man. And honestly, even with the combos being easier in 14, that didn't make the game like even like, because people keep saying like stop scrubifying the game, stop casualizing the games. There was still a lot of stuff in KOF 14 that was really, really difficult to do. Like you had to practice. It sure was like mostly it was like a lot of wall juggling and like pinballing, as I heard one person call it. But still, come on, man.
Yeah, juggling in that game's a little.
Like, cause see, this is the thing. How do y'all keep talking about you got to sell the game to casuals, but yet y'all put stuff in there that would scare the daylights out of them? I can't do these combos. My head. My head.
I was trying to do KOF 14 with Syrin. I couldn't even do whatever's core circle forward type stuff. I sat there for like 5-10 minutes just trying to figure it out, and I couldn't do it.
Man, Syrin must be nicer than he was, than dropping folks on their heads and stuff, and people making them freaking banish them from their houses and stuff. Cause
Okay, in all fairness, he's new to the game. I'm not gonna go harsh on him.
I bet, like I said, you nice, cause then again, it's different, cause Cheshire had played a whole bunch of 14 with me, so cause 14, as if you recall in the last episode, was his first one, so.
I'm gonna keep it 100%. I button matched until I won.
Let me tell you
I didn't even win. I didn't even win.
Let me tell you something. I like people like you that openly admit to button mashing then, because here's the thing. Put you against somebody who is like the definition, like a 100%, somebody that got scrub in their blood veins, somebody that got scrub in their lungs, scrub in their brains. It just, their whole body is made from scrub or whatnot. They think they're the freaking greatest thing or whatever then, and yet put you against somebody like them, and it's comedy. Cause then they'll go online talking about, I've been playing this game for 2,000 freaking years. Why in the world is some button mashing scrub getting ahead of me? I've been practicing combos and trials all my life. Why is a freaking button masher beating me? Because you're not good, sir. You are not very good at all. What is the matter with you? You are not good, sir.
Oh my god, go into voice acting. You just turn into a Jamaican like what's it, Black Panther. Oh my god.
Damn.
You turned into like some fucking butler Black Panther, dude.
Oh god.
T'Challa?
Oh,
So
Yeah,
you-
T'Challa. Oh my god.
I was actually thinking of like it was a comedian named Godfrey. He's Nigerian, and he was like making fun of like kids that talk back to their parents and stuff like that. And he was like saying, you know what my dad would say to me if I was like, he's like, what is the matter with you? What is the matter with you? He's godlike at impressions, but KOF All Stars is play to win. Isn't that mobile?
Yeah.
I expect a mobile game to be
feel like
pay to win, honestly, at this rate.
I feel like I'm crazy enough to try it.
It's free, so.
If I think mobile game, I think it's gonna be free.
Then
You buy it.
again, that's the
It's
reason
gonna be
why I
free to
probably
pay to
didn't.
win.
Yeah, you're right. The reason why I probably didn't play is because I'm not really into mobile games like that, honestly. The last mobile game I ever played was like this Monopoly. I don't know. Do I want to call it a knockoff? Whatever, but it was a game called Get Rich.
Yeah, no,
Oh, that sounds like
I-
a Steam game already.
Well, I don't know if I want to call it a knockoff because basically it was Monopoly, but it was merged with RPG elements, which took me like okay, because basically like, you had character cards and like the character cards would have certain perks, the dice, whatever, they would have certain perks because like, you know, you know, maybe like for instance, this particular set of dice can probably give you a better chance at, you know, getting doubles because when you roll doubles, you know how it is. You roll doubles, you get more mobility until you get the third one, and then all of a sudden you go to jail or whatever the hell. But like, oh my god, pancakes.
Pancakes, you do not need to out me like that, man. Just because I play it like 8 hours a day and it's like a full-time job doesn't mean you got to out me about it.
Johnny reminded me of like, man, I don't know what up, man. Because he had put
He's
Thompson
down bad in that comment.
You talking about Dwayne Johnson and freaking John Cena? I'm like, man, there better not be no WWE team in KOF 15.
Yeah, freaking WWE made it into KOF All Stars.
I know.
Bro.
I know that. I just like they better
It
not be a
looks
15.
so out of place.
Yeah, I know you had said you looked at a place or whatever. Because I thought like it was actually kind of decent because finally Rock meets somebody that's been freaking lifting his move for a minute now.
There's 2 different Rocks in the game. There's the Rock Johnson and Rock Howard.
Okay, but let me okay, so Syrin. All right, Syrin. Let's go down that road if we will. Let's go down that road. You are very much right. There are 2 rocks. There are definitely 2 rocks. 2
All
rocks
right.
like somebody who I guess was messing around with nature
So close
by
to
the
your
side
microphone.
of a beach. You are so right. Now let me run this by you right here. Tell me.
I feel like I'm listening to ASMR.
Tell me between the 2 rocks, tell me which person did freaking Angel lift a move from? Tell me.
Dwayne Johnny.
About to say, if Angel lifted something from Rock Howard's moveset, point me in the direction of the game so I can see this. Point me in the direction. I want to see this. Angel doing burn knuckles or whatever the heck, then like them freaking geese hybrid moves and stuff.
Yeah.
Johnny, you down astronomically.
I didn't want to say it.
What do you do? What do you do? Hold up. Oh my god, that boy's looking at the screen.
He's talking about the Jamaican, like the impression you were talking about a while ago.
I'm trying to think, was Johnny the same person that said that SNK should hire me to freaking do an English dub for Psyche that one time that myself, Pancake Sauce, and Syrin were doing voiceovers for the freaking the 13 interactions, the intros.
Yeah.
You
First
know,
found out about you just forcing you to do impressions of people.
yeah. That's gonna become a segment.
Or
on
not
here.
people, but
That's gonna become a segment on here. So that's gonna become a segment on here sometime soon. I can already hear it. I can already see it coming.
Hey man, I don't remember what it was. I don't know fighting game stuff, but you screamed something, and I was like, damn, Chris got some power behind that.
Pancake Sauce or somebody wanted me to do an Iori laugh.
Yeah, you got some power behind that. I was like,
Fun fact, that freaked out that freaked out my mom too, because she thought something was wrong. She thought something was wrong. Like, I'm laughing. I'm laughing. It wasn't okay. Then she legit thought something was up, but then again, she thought maybe it was me playing games with the friends or whatever, because we do get into it, especially with Overwatch and everything. Because I don't know what happened the last couple of times I played. I don't know if Tina's hiding in the chat by chance, but hello Tina if you're there. And I shouted her out because she's a May main and she loves the tag team stuff that we do, May and Reinhardt, because she freeze, I crush. I don't know why I've been on a big Reinhardt kick since I started back playing it, within the last couple months or so. But it's every time I freaking land like a charge, whether it's wall crush or off the map, I pop off like crazy. Just imagine all the screaming that freaking Broly does in Dragon Ball FighterZ. And if you don't know what that is, I guess that'll be something I have to do an impression of. But I'm pretty sure nobody in the chat wants to see that. I'm pretty sure none of you two want to see that one. They're going to do the opposite.
Okay, I've got something to share with everybody here.
I got you. One more thing. Kamen Rider, what they need to bring from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, they need to bring back All-Stars Battle Royale. They need to bring that back. Port that mess to PS4. Do it. They need to do that. Do it.
Wasn't it like a JoJo's Bizarre Fighting game? Or
Yes.
something like
I don't know anything about. I don't know anything about that series aside from the fact I just love Jolene Cujo because there is nothing more
that?
genius.
Yeah,
than a move.
baby.
There is nothing more genius than a move where somebody gets clocked with 1,000 baseballs and it's called balls deep, baby. But anyways. Anyways, Syrin, let me stop before I get fired. Like, Syrin just freaking rescinded my pink slip. Now he's about to hand me another one.
I have got a special announcement type thing for
Oh my god, I forgot. Yes. Yes. By the way, I got you, Josh. I got you.
So, I'm going to pause the music. I'm going to send it to Chris. And probably Raspylightning.
He gonna punish the music.
Um,
I'm about to say, did somebody freaking make a bad freaking... what do you mean is it accurate, though? What do you mean is it accurate enough? Jose, what did you mean by is it accurate enough while we're waiting? I'm guessing Syrin...
I think he's talking about his laugh. Like he tried to type out his laugh.
Okay.
Like he
all right.
and then just intense screaming.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at this. What's this? All right.
Don't click on it yet.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Okay.
I got ANC.
In before Syrin Rick rolls us.
Let me switch the screen here.
I actually figured that about Jolene. Inspired by Juri Han from Street Fighter. Yeah, I figured. I just don't want Juri starting to throw baseballs now. Ugh.
All right. Just have it paused at like the first frame or whatever, and then.
Sure.
Have it.
Or actually, no, I can share my screen.
Oh yeah, all right.
All right, y'all. I'm warning y'all in advance. Screen's going dark for a couple of seconds because I don't know what Syrin's cooking up over here. He's probably trying to infect me. He's probably trying to freaking send a very savvy pink slip for me, taking stuff too far with the freaking rabbit mess. So, just so you know, screen is going dark. So you said stop at like the 1 mark.
Here, just join. Just get. I shared my screen. Just tune into that.
Tune into that. Okay. Bruh, let me in. Dang it.
What's up?
I said go full screen. Go full screen. Freaking technology. Kids and their newfangled doohickeys, god damn it. Go sit down. Learn how to play with sticks for fun like we used to when I was 5 years old.
Just tell me when you're ready.
Stop harassing me, man. I'm an old man. God dang. Let me stop. There we go.
All right. You ready?
All right. Hold up. Wait a minute. No, Johnny, stop.
What happened?
Okay, Jose affirmed. No, you talking about somebody said something about Pornhub. I'm like, no. Bruh, you're legit trying to get me fired. You're legit trying to get me fired. Hopefully I'm old enough. Hopefully I live long enough to where I can be called Grandpa Lotus. That'd be cool. Who's Grandpa Lotus? Oh, he's the coolest guy in the neighborhood. All right. So, this is the big surprise from Mr. Syrin. With that, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about me.
Okay. Everybody ready?
Is everybody ready?
All right. 3, 2, 1.
God dang, frame skipping. Oh. Hey, them reservations. Them renovations. Bro, we look like freaking Danganronpa characters. Well, y'all saw it.
Yep.
Y'all saw that, right?
Yep. Outside.
Y'all saw it. Go in 3D. Get your goggles right. Well, they're called 3D glasses. I don't know about 3D goggles. I
Yeah.
swear to God, we look like Danganronpa characters. Oh man. And I only say that because like they're like, all right, Jose. All right, Jose. Always good to have you there. I swear to like Danganronpa characters. Like, cause you've seen like in the game when you're like walking around, they look like cardboard cutouts. They look
Do
like cardboard
they?
cutouts. I mean, they do. That. I look down at Johnny's like, hold on. We want 3D evolution. We want rollback net code.
Looks like Raspy's headphones broke.
No. 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 Oh my God. I'm guessing that's not him. I guess that's you.
Yeah, 1 second.
Are you trying to help him out? Okay. But yep, there you have it. I almost thought like Syrin was about to announce like a shattering one, like shattering. Well, not excuse me, not even the shattering, honestly. But yeah, I thought he was gonna like announce like 100 subscriber spectacular or something like that. That's what I thought he was gonna do. But hey, y'all saw it in real time. It's going 3D. Hopefully it's a good move because, you know, people, the whole dispute about, you know, 3D versus 2D. I mean, I really don't have a preference, honestly. Like I said, as long as the mess doesn't make my eyes hurt, I'm good. But, yeah.
I'm back.
Okay, he's back. I was trying to hold him for a minute there then. I told him I thought you were going to do like 100 freaking subscriber spectacular or something. That's what I thought you were going to do. That's what I thought you were going to announce. Also, like, if I haven't announced it already, I probably did, but just a reminder, because I'm actually still kind of lively. I'm not actually tired even after doing so much editing or whatever. I'll go ahead and later on tonight, you will get the Ash Crimson 10 Fascinating Facts video. This one was pretty interesting because, I mean, it's the same. It's kind of the same thing. When I do these videos, like, in the words of one of my favorite YouTubers, I like for these types of videos to be an education and a learning experience for me as much as it is for you. You know what I'm saying? So, I hope y'all enjoy it there. And who's going to be the person that's going to be at the, who's going to replace Ash in the next poll for the next video? You're going to have to watch and guess. That's it. Like, I could finally probably upload this and probably get the last couple hours or so of the freaking Rushdown Revolt beta going. But yeah, I just really hope SNK keeps the momentum going. Like I said, you got a Shattering. You got one thing that was a nice surprise. Now you got to keep it coming. And we can only hope at this point that something is going to be surprising coming next time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I only wonder, what can you do when it comes to just K-Dash? And he, like, to be honest, I was really going to get into, like, the trailer and like, you know, who comes out next and all this. I was going to really get into it once they got all of those characters in the first trailer out the way. That's when I was going to really get into it. But K-Dash is still there. I am still of the opinion that he probably is going to have the same team, so we shall see. Even though I kind of discussed it a little bit here, I might have to do a little bit of reading and researching because there she is on my screen again. I do want to talk a little bit more about Secret Agent Luong and what the world is going on here. Also, I'm debating on whether or not to get y'all, like, aside from, like, you know, the TV tropes theories and stuff like that, the wild mass guessing. I forgot I had some. They weren't really outtakes, so to speak, just extra bits. But I might put them out as well. But maybe this second video has more to do with people basically theorizing teams. So we're gonna go over that because some of the team comp ideas these people have, some of the storyline ideas they have are pretty interesting, crazy, but interesting. So there's that. What else? That's really all I got, honestly. That's all I really got. That and I don't know how many of you in here are interested in Strive, but I'm totally gonna freaking redo that tier list because I've heard the freaking character theme songs so many times since then, and boy, do I have different opinions about the character songs. So, you trying to work on getting Raspy back? Syrin.
I'm back.
Okay, that was Raspy.
Ah!
I think.
What was the problem? What happened?
Okay, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Huzzah. I figured it out.
What you got?
What,
Oh, yeah.
was the problem?
I have no idea, but restarting my computer worked.
Okay.
The magic of technology.
Dude, that intro rocked. I am so late to the party, but I was like, "Oh my god, this is so sick!" I couldn't hear anything,
Dang.
but I was like, "Oh my god, that is so tight."
What you got, Johnny? Johnny said he want to ask a question.
So you saw the teaser then?
Oh, dude, it was tight as heck.
Yeah, man, freaking pancake sauce. Syrin the engineer, he says.
Yeah.
Since I'm not an English native speaker, what the hell does smell of the gang mean? Good question.
Yeah, I'm not
I don't
sure.
know. I don't know if what's up?
I actually might know something about this. So I think it's just talking about like the grit, the smell, like the dirtiness of the game of like the fight. And it's talking about like when it says the smell of the game, it just means like the whole atmosphere. It's talking about like the grittiness of it, you know, like the dirtiness of it, like you're in it now, you know, that kind of like feeling of it, you know. That's what I think it means.
I like it.
Damn.
I was going in that direction right there. I think he just said it better than I would have. Like, you probably would have got a 5-minute lecture about that. But, well, nicely put. Because, I mean, when I think about the lyrics of the song, a lot of that does connect to that idea. Albeit there are some that are a bit kind of out there and it confuses me a little bit. Because it's like, can't you see them? Like,
Oh, armpits. Yeah, armpits, but like sweat. I honestly think that's what it's about. I'm not joking. I think it's about like you know, the grittiness of it all, you know?
I mean, it makes sense because, like, look at how freaking impactful the freaking fights in doggone Guilty Gear Strive look. Like, you could look at one trailer and just see it. The whole freaking world just slows down, and there's that usual freaking spark that you see when something happens, like something amazing.
Into it.
Counter.
It's just like you're in it now, you know?
Like, every time somebody gets, like, a counter hit with, like, a heavy slash, then, like, everything just goes nuts then. Guilty Gear is, like, known for one of those games to be, like, I'm not going to say it's an Arxis thing, but boy, that game is known for being extra when it comes to so many different things. And the characters, for the most part, are strange, in a cool way in most cases, but hella strange. You got with Strive, one thing a lot of folks didn't like, which I didn't mind personally, but I get the gripe. the combo counter in the beta would legit just get larger and larger. And I'm not talking about the number. I'm talking about the text. The numbers would legit get bigger and bigger and bigger the longer the combo is, when people were freaking discovering infinites and crazy hidden stuff that a person shouldn't be doing. Like, very rarely does a freaking game have the doggone combo counter taking up the screen almost. So, like I said, Guilty Gear is known for being like hella extra then. But I think Raspy answered your question there really. Like, I think I couldn't put it better. That's not really just me freaking
I'm such a nerd for like psychology.
I'm not freaking. It's not just freaking bootlicking or what. I can't do it. I can't do it any better. I really can't. I really can't.
I'm a huge nerd for like psychology and like putting words into like metaphors and type stuff. So I was just like, oh, I know this one. I haven't even listened to the song. I just know it's a song that Chase Syrin is talking about, and I was like, it's all about that,
Strive does have 15 characters on the roster, but the thing is, if I misspoke, that's on me, because when I talked about big, I meant like look for any freaking clips. There should be some clips out there of people like with the combo counter being obnoxiously big or whatever. And I mean, like, you can have a small roster if the characters are all interesting and nobody plays alike, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people think a big roster equals like a really good game. Then, like, if it's a big roster where it's like you got 15, like it's like freaking 30 characters on the roster and 15 of them are unique, but then you got 15 that are like basically palette swaps, that's not good, in my opinion. Because you want a game, and you're probably going to hate me for putting this out there, but y'all probably might remember this from the Rio video if you watched it, but the Masters Fighter, that game full of all of those freaking SNK Capcom character hybrid ripoffs, that mess had about the same size roster as Guilty Gear Strive is in. Bruh. I'm not playing the Masters Fighter then. You have a freaking Rio ripoff named Mr. Death, which I guess was supposed to be like a playoff of Mr. Karate, but instead, I'm Mr. Death. I'm Mr. Death. I'm Mr. Death. Will crack your bones and they make me laugh. I'm Mr. Death. Whatever that was supposed to mean. Whatever that was supposed to be. And then you have somebody that looks like Kim, like he legit has like a Kim Capuan, that one right there. He has his color palette, it's just that I think the character had jet black hair and I think Kim's hair is brown. But then he's doing Shoto clone stuff. So you got two Shoto clones, it's just that one of them is not a freaking stupid edgelord. So why is KOF 15 expected to have 300 characters? I would hope it doesn't get to that.
Too much.
But if you're being hyperbolic, I think it's having to do with the nature of just the fact it's a 3v3 like team fighter. And think about it, it's like, because that was kind of one thing that concerned me when Skullgirls came out, is that it had a small roster, but it was a team game. But the reason why Skullgirls got away with it, though, was the fact that they put something in there that kind of made every single character have, like, all these different pages. Like, you legit had some free reign when it came to Skullgirls. And the mechanic I'm talking about is the, where you could basically select any move as an assist. Normals, special moves, just not supers. Like, that mechanic right there had people doing all types of stuff. That was the one thing I feared. And unfortunately, KOF doesn't really have anything like that. But I don't think you can compare KOF to, like, team games like Skullgirls, Marvel, and Dragon Ball FighterZ, because it's not a tag team fighting game. It's not a tag team fighting game. It's more kind of sort of like...
Older games of KOF kind of had that.
They did.
Tag.
They did.
But
I never got huge rosters. I never understood it. When I
Huge
look at like
roster-
games like
Good.
when I look at games like League of Legends, and I look at like even Smash Ultimate, I look at this screen, like obviously Syrin has every single DLC, so he has literally every single character. I don't know, except for like Bayonetta. I haven't seen Bayonetta in there.
I have her.
Okay, he has Bayonetta, and I was like, I look at this, I'm like, how do you expect this to be I don't know. You're talking about this like how do you expect this to be a casual game? Mostly talking about Smash now. How do you expect this to be a casual game? When I look at this roster, and I obviously understand you unlock them as you get more into it, right? So you like it smooths it out, but like, you still look at this roster and it's like, how do you expect this to be more casual if it's like literally how many characters? Like 50 plus, 60?
It's
Dang.
over 80 now.
It's over 80?
Smash.
It's like
Yeah, it's
81.
ridiculous.
Smash Ultimate.
Or
What?
When it says everyone is here, it is not joking.
Well,
And I look at the roster and it's just like, oh my gosh.
well, honestly, to be fair to them, they kind of told you. So I mean,
are
hey,
100%
so
correct. Yes,
credit
no,
to
I-
so credit to them at least. But I mean, you're not saying like that doesn't override your point, like because it's
No. I get. I'm just saying, like, it's like when I look at just as a new player, and obviously this is a bad example because I went into Smash Ultimate as a new player, looking at already completely unlocked DLC and everything.
right.
But still, I looked at that and I was just like, what am I staring at? You know, it's like not even that, but all the stages, and it's like, obviously there's gonna be tons of people that are like interested by that. You know, there's gonna be
Right.
people that are like, oh my god, this is so awesome! I get to play so many different characters, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, it's just like it's like, how do you expect me to learn all of these matchups when there's over 80 different matchups to learn about, and then or 80 different characters to learn about, and then every single character has a different matchup with one another.
Well, that's the thing. At least for me, I feel like that's part of what kind of gives fighting games longevity because
Ooh, that's a good point.
you know now it's like
Yeah.
it's less or it's so it's you get I think you already got like but just to you know I'm pretty sure like everybody in the chat got it but just basically that's what I think gives like you know whether you want to call it longevity whether you want to call it replayability I mean there it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
That's why you often because the reason why I kind of like chuckled a bit while you were talking there, it had nothing to do with explicitly with something that you said. It had more to do with like every time I hear talk about characters and rosters and stuff like that, one talking point that a lot of scrubs love to use, and that is of course with this tier list culture, and well maybe I'm being a little too dignified calling it a culture. Let's just say with the tier list these days. Let's just put it like that. You got people that always talk about like, oh my god, everybody's playing the same characters. So people playing the same characters over and over again. It's the same characters over and over again. It's like that's why like in certain cases, you know, because for me, playing competitive, you run into people that will play what is considered meta. But then you play like around with someone who may not be, and then again there might be weirdos in competitive that might play the characters like, you know, they just play who they play, which is what you're really supposed to do in the first place. You play what you're good at. You play the characters that you like. You don't just play the tier list. Then, the top tier character in 5 sets of air quotes may not be the character for you. You know what I'm saying? But like I think that's the reason like why. But also, since you mentioned casual, see, I think it was that one time I did that one sporadic stream where I was really just annoyed. I won't say pissed off, but annoyed. I guess I got a little bit pissed off. Syrin remembers it though because he made a humorous reference to my mom and my sister in the back. Because they were like watching the game or something. And I guess they were cheering, and like after I finished ranting like hardcore, they applauded, and it seemed like they were applauding what I said, but they were doing something else. But people tend to use the casuals almost like a buffer for a lot of their talking points. Most of these people. I try not to do that because, at least in my belief, every casual player is not the same. There was somebody who, I forgot, it was a comment that I made somewhere, I forgot. But it was this whole thing because people use casual players to try to deflect away from the issue about having rollback netcode. Like, oh, you know, they don't care about that. But then I think it was maybe somebody.
You just don't feel it.
Well, the crazy thing is is like this person was like, you know, why do people let it keep constantly using us casuals to talk about like not wanting to play online? It's like all of us aren't the same. And see, that's true. You know, because I think almost everybody looks at casuals as like, I just want to play in arcade mode. I just want to play the computer and beat up people. I want to just unlock stuff. I just want to look at the boobies. Oh my god, the boobies.
Yeah.
Like they act like that's all the casuals, but like
You-
I mean, I don't even think like all competitive players are even the same. Like I don't want to like cheerlead or like build myself up. Then I mean, this is the words of other folks and all that. When people like ask me for tips about like certain things, like I'm having trouble with this and like this matchup or like inputs or like something with tech and fighting games or whatever. They'll ask me like, I wait for people to ask me. I'm not that person that will sit behind someone and just coach them from the like just coach them.
Yeah.
Because one of our friends had just gotten, it was his very first Guilty Gear, and unfortunately that happened with somebody they were friends with. Like, cause me, whenever he plays, like I'll throw a tip like every here and there between like matches or whatever. But my whole thing is this: when somebody's picking it up, let them get a feel for what everything is first. He already found a character he liked to play, so let him like see and understand, the ins and outs. Because here's the thing, because he plays Potemkin. With him playing Potemkin now, when I talk to him about, hey, you might have to struggle playing against somebody like an Axel or an Eno then because Potemkin is not very fast. Potemkin's buttons can be whiff punished easily by somebody who's got the know-how. From him playing so much and getting to feel Potemkin's movement and what it's like, when I talk to him about that, there's a connect. That's why I operate the way that I do. I don't know what lady you heard, unless you were talking about a voice I did. If
I think it was the I don't know, some impression.
and if it was in the background, it was just sister and mom. That's really it.
I know you're actually being like you're spitting some real facts though. I haven't thought about it that way. I'm gonna keep. I did use casuals as a correct, but the only reason I actually brought that up in the first place.
There's a casual that I know. Sorry about that, but like
Go ahead.
a good friend of mine, and he like because he I just thought about him because he actually commented on my channel. Like that was the first time that dang it. First time I actually heard from him in a minute. But he will tell you straight up, shout outs to GIF if he's watching by chance. He will straight up tell you that he's a casual. He has like a lot of, the arcade sticks and stuff like that and everything. Because everybody was like, no casuals play with that. False. Anyways, but he will tell you he's a casual, but he watches tournaments. He watches competitive, like he, watches the videos on the tech and everything. Then, but he's a casual. He competes, here and there. Maybe not at the same rate that somebody like I do, but he's a casual. I just think like people often wonder like, why do you praise Max so much? Why do you praise Max so much? And everybody loves to bring up like, well, Max can be wrong sometimes. And it's like, I mean, if you're going to say that, then like, why are you supporting me? Because I'm wrong about stuff. Like I said, it was my viewers that pointed out the whole love heart thing, and other stuff to me. You know what I'm saying? Like they point out stuff to me so I can be wrong at times. Even when I try my best to look up something and make sure I got all my ducks in a row. You know what I'm saying? But it has nothing to do with the fact he's just right all the time. He's not. Nobody is. People like him because he is rational. He's not talking about casuals like he's never seen one in his life. Because people that think that freaking casuals are all those little characters that you heard me doing moments ago, you're out of touch. Like casuals are a very diverse crowd. There are casuals that love to play online. There are some that don't. I mean, casually casuals are just very diverse, honestly. It's like I don't look at anybody like in a certain, I don't instantly like just bam, like, oh, this person is a casual. Well, they don't care about like what they do and everything, and like that. People are different, you know what I'm saying? There's competitive players that will sometimes like ask me about stuff. My best friend of me that I mentioned, I don't know if I should mention him or whatnot, but he he usually gets the upper hand on me in most of what we play, but he still like, will ask me about a thing with tech here or there. So, so it's not even a matter of like who's above who, it's just a matter of like sharing and like you gotta know how to share. Because people always like, why in the world? Like, because the guy like that they had an issue with, he was a great player, don't get me wrong, but he's like, how can you be that good and just be like that? And I tell him, I'm like, this happens in a bunch of different areas when it comes to anything involving competition. Or anything involving natural talent. A lot of people that are naturally talented at something that are godlike at it, just because they are, it doesn't mean they're the best teacher. Because teaching is a skill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is a pro? The 20 dudes that compete in Evo and stuff. So everybody basically casuals, right? I'll say this: everybody started as a casual.
Yeah.
I'll say that
That's for sure. The reason I brought up the roster thing is because I actually I brought it up from League of
because people.
Legends.
I was about to say because people. I was about to make a joke. Like I'm like, cause you said League of Legends and
And my friend got me to try to play the League of Legends, and I was playing it.
League
I
of
was
Legends
like,
itself wasn't a joke. I was gonna joke like, oh, everybody playing the same characters in League of Legends because I know it has a large roster.
the whole issue for me was I was going to go against matchups constantly that I had no like. I had finally learned, oh, this guy. I'd finally learned how this guy's abilities worked and how to avoid them. And next thing you know, it'd be a completely new guy, and I'd be like, what the heck is that? But I also understand that there's so like it's a really diverse crowd after what you said though, and it's like so many people can actually enjoy that so much and stuff.
It's a, you know, because a lot of people don't think. Because see, it's even the same thing with anybody who's competitive. You know what I'm saying? Like I consider myself a competitive player, but people like usually raise their eyebrows when I talk about stuff with lore and stuff like, oh, lore is usually stuff that the casuals seem to like them because I mean they're not going to be competing for dollars anywhere. And I'm like, I like it too. I mean, I'm not saying like I'm hella great at like stuff. I mean, I'm competitive. I just like competing, and I always like I guess you call it an adrenaline rush of competition. But even like all the pros aren't the same and everything. Like there are people that are super casual that just want to get in from a day of work and just punch somebody that I guess looks like their boss if they can find somebody on the roster that fits that criteria. I don't know. I mean, I just said that because a friend of mine was definitely like that. Apparently, she had a boss that looked like Johnny Cage and loved punching out Johnny Cage for 2 hours straight in Mortal Kombat. So, but I just kind of wish people would stop trying to use like casuals as like a buffer for like saying something else and everything. Like, yeah, the one thing that you can say about that audience is that it's much more larger than the competitive scene, but at least know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because some of y'all talk about casuals like they were all built in the same place. And it's so crazy because people that say that, then they complain about, stop casualizing my games, man. Why are you casualizing my games? I'm sick and tired of this auto combo mess.
I think even then it just goes back to the subject of it being subjective. Like, what does really casualizing mean?
They use that word to try to, they use the word to try to dress up the fact that they hate auto combos. And like, look, I'm not saying like, we talked about this before. I'm not saying you gotta like them, but I have not seen one game where auto combos basically turned the game upside down. Just saying. Syrin legit turned a fool upside down and dropped him on their head. Then he didn't freaking use an auto combo. He was just being Syrin.
Yeah. This guy gets it.
I mean, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. By the way, like after like we cut this here, Pancake, get in the chat then, cause get in not this chat, but like after we get off here, like in the Discord, you gotta come over there then, cause we gotta talk, cause mess that Syrin did, bruh. I like hating them auto combos. I mean, hey, I'm not gonna fret you for that. My thing is that stop act like. Obviously, you didn't say this then, but I just get tired of people saying auto combos ruin fighting games when it's like all of them do the same damage. Most of them are trash anyways. Then it's like if you don't freaking learn how to actually play and mix people up and stuff, then you're gonna have a bad time. I know that because like when I played Persona 4 Arena, which got hella popular, I mained Chie in that game for a long time. And that was the only character that had like a high-low mix-up in her freaking auto combo. And it was the only one. And it was predictable after you play the game for like 3 hours. It ain't killing anything, man. Because I know people talking about like they better not have them in KOF 15. And I'm like, if they do,
They do.
what you gonna do?
But
You gonna tweet at freaking SNK talking about hope you get bankrupt? I really hope you're not one of these people saying we need, like, you know, unless, like, is that what y'all mean by new? That what y'all mean by wanting new IPs? You want everybody to freaking, want Capcom to go bankrupt. You want Namco to go bankrupt. You want NRS to go bankrupt. You want SNK to go bankrupt so you can make way for like all this other stuff. Please. Like, hopefully DNF Duel, because DNF Duel looks interesting. I really hope it gets off the ground. For the second time, exactly. Somebody actually in, I think it was Riz's chat, somebody actually tried to make that person seem a lot more sane. And the thing is, the way the person explained it, of all the times where people try to make bad ideas seem like big brain plays, at least this made a bit of sense, but at the same time, it's kind of like a bruh. Like, it's a bruh moment. Somebody had said that, you know what, maybe that person that hoped that SNK went bankrupt was onto something. Because think about it, what happened when they went bankrupt last time? We got KOF 13.
Yeah.
I am letting you know I gotta make dinner.
That had a...
So I gotta go around 6:30.
You say what?
I said I gotta make dinner, so I gotta go around 6:30.
Well, we're about to wrap up anyways, because, like...
Alright, cool. I was just making sure you knew.
It was just been a real fun show, honestly, because we usually cut off around 2:30, and it's we cut off around 2 hours and 13 minutes for an episode, but we went way over that speed limit. But of course, that is this edition of the Shattering. Had a whole lot of stuff today. Eesh.
That was everyone's favorite part of the show. Guess next week's character. I think there's a character.
I thought you were legit asking everybody like what everybody's favorite moment of this episode was. I'm like, they gonna mention the rabbit.
In my brain, I was like,
They gonna mention the rabbit mess again, ain't they? Goddamn games radar. K-Dash again. Come on, get it out the way, SNK. It's got to be K-Dash. Get it out the way. Get it out the way. What you got?
I'm gonna say. It's a difficult one. It really be a new one, but I'm gonna say Tizok.
This man is betting on a Tizok reveal trailer coming next Wednesday. This man done put all the marbles out there.
Yeah.
Well, look at that. I guess Raspy doesn't want to try to make a guess because he's not that familiar with
fucking... I don't know nothing about any of this, but I'm gonna say it's a character that's based around projectiles. And if I'm right, and just imagine I'm right.
I'm gonna keep a mental note of that.
Imagine I'm right.
I'm gonna keep a mental note of that right there, because if it happens when come the freaking trailer release, I'm gonna legit be dying laughing in my freaking when I freaking record my reaction and analysis and all that. But there you go. I predict K-Dash is gonna be the next trailer. I want them to go ahead and get it over with so we can finally have some mystery here. And Syrin is going all out on a Tizok prediction. I'm pretty sure a lot of folks are rooting for you, Syrin.
Yeah.
Bring
Me
in a
included.
Tizok! Bring in a Tizok! Bring in a Tizok! Especially since they didn't like King of Dinosaurs. I thought the Dino was alright. Dino was cool. But
Yeah.
thank you, Raspy. Thank everybody else.
It's been more than a pleasure to be here, man.
Everybody, my chat, Syrin's chat, the Raspyverse, wherever it is, wherever you're watching. Thank you, always. Like it's legit felt like we actually skipped like 2 back-to-back episodes of The Shattering rather than 1. This feels like it's been so freaking long or whatever. And
Yeah.
but now they're back, and here's to hoping everything goes smoothly with the game going forward, because it seemed like a little bit of a rocky road. But
Yeah.
that's all we got for y'all this time. Until the next time, I mean, I guess you'll see us maybe the next trailer or whatnot. Yeah, that right there.
I'm never gonna see any of you again.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Maybe.
Really?
Maybe.
Really?
Maybe in the maybe.
Just one episode?
But
You're just gonna one episode it out?
all right, maybe you can convince me for another. I was just making a joke. Like, because you guys were like, "Oh, I'll see you next time." I'll just be like, "I'll never see you again."
What is it? This man, like, I made it through. Now I don't want to try to get it.
No, it ain't like that. It ain't like that, homie. I fucking love my time here. I love it.
Right. But yeah, that's all I really got for y'all. Then keep an eye out for the Ash Crimson video. I'm probably gonna go ahead once we get out of this and upload it for y'all. But yeah, that's it. Until the next Saturday, for those of you, Wednesday, whenever we see you, we will see you when we see you. We'll talk to you when we talk to you. Y'all take care. Be safe out there.